Shit. Okay. Hello guys. We're back. Episode 51. Guess what? Tonight we are sponsored by Soft Dry Fruity White. Ben, can you hold it up to the camera, please? Yeah. Here we go. Tonight's going to be a good night. So we've got Mr. Ben Nickolson on.
Armadale's finest.
Hell yeah.
So pull your mic in as well.
Oh, damn it.
No, they can still hear you.
Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you. You have to speak into the mic.
Yeah, thanks for that. Damn.
Sorry about that.
Make sure it's about 2 fists away from your mouth at any time.
I thought it would just pick up the vocals either way. That's fine.
Oh, yeah, I mean it will, yeah.
Pull it in just a little bit more. Yeah, just just like that. So, g'day, Ben.
How are we?
Yeah, good.
I was
How
just
you
spent
doing?
the whole time looking at this thing. All right, good.
Yeah. So, you used to be a manager at, where was it? Jack Rabbit Slims and
Yes.
Lucy's
Just a
Love
little
Shack.
place called Jack
Yeah.
Rabbit Slim.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
a small place. Bloody beauty of a place.
Yeah, absolute. Just so cool.
Yeah.
Such a cool venue. So, let's start things off. How do you get into it? You know, like hospitality, the whole lot.
Typical Alex question.
Yeah, that's
How to get into
let's
it.
get the ball rolling.
No, that's cool. Yeah, I mean, I was working retail to begin with, as you know, every young child does. Working my way up into management, and then
Like, what type of retail though? Is it just like clothes?
clothing?
Real?
Yeah, so I was working at like factory and osmosis and stuff like that.
Fuck yeah, that's alright.
Yeah, and then I was like keen to look at nightclubbing, I guess.
Just like transfer it straight to the party.
Yeah,
zone.
exactly. Well, I wasn't really into nightclubbing or any of that sort of stuff, so it was just like I was like, you know what, maybe I could just make some money while I'm doing that, and just see how it goes. And yeah, I actually got a job at Parker. Which
Way
was
back in the
Slims
day.
beforehand.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I got that opportunity, and it was sick. I loved it. I was working 40 hours during the week at my retail job.
Oh, okay,
And then-
retail, yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say 40 hours at a nightclub.
no,
what?
no.
How does that even
Must have
possible?
been paying a,
Not
being
yet.
paid a lot of money for that.
Yeah, right.
Isn't
Yeah.
that how it works at nightclubs?
That's how it works, right? We're all rich. We're all so rich.
Yeah, it's just 'cause, it's entertainment industry.
That's
guys.
it. Exactly.
Yeah.
So I was doing that, and then I was obviously doing I was doing like Parker at the same time, just like during the weekends. And eventually I was just like, man, I'm so tired. I need to you're gonna see a sequence in a second, but yeah, I had to give up one of them, and I gave up my 40-hour week retail job to go and work nightclubs because I thought it was sick. It's good fun. So
How many hours were you getting at, like, when you first started off there?
probably maybe like 5-10 hours.
And what did you start off doing, like when you entered the...
Like glassy work, or?
No, actually, so I was hired as a glassy, and then I rocked up to my first shift, and the boss was like, hey man, look, sorry, it's a bit of a quiet night, you want a drink? And I was like, yeah, I'll grab a drink, no worries. And then like I didn't work, sent me on my way, no dramas.
Right.
And then I came back the next week, and I think a bartender must have quit or something.
No shit,
like,
you just slid
yeah,
right
and
in
he's
there.
like, you want a bartender? And I was like, yeah, okay, sick. Like, that's
yeah.
what I'd rather do anyway.
Yeah.
And then that was it. Just
Yeah, like, I mean, to be
bartender.
honest, like glassy work, it's fun, but when you clean up other people's puke, it's not so much fun.
Speaking about that, is there a bit of like a hierarchy involved in a nightclub?
Yeah, like what actually? Because you worked your way all the way up to the top, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
then,
of
like,
course.
what actually is the ranking system in a way?
I think in terms of whether you're like whether you work on the door or whether you're a glassy or a bartender, like you're all equal. They're all just jobs that all come together to make your nightclub work.
Yeah, just to hold it up in a way.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So whether as you mentioned, you're cleaning up vomit or whatever, that's like maybe the bad side about glassing. But then if you're not overly keen on talking to people, that's the perfect job for you.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, but then if you want to bartend, you might have a little bit more to do with like your RSA, which is a bit more responsibility, obviously, because there's big fines and things like that.
I thought if you were going to be a glassy, you have to get your RSA mandatory, right?
No, you do absolutely.
okay,
Yeah. But you're not serving drinks to people.
Yeah.
So although you are keeping an eye out for intoxication and stuff like that and disorderly behavior,
Yeah.
you're not directly
you're
in
not-
trouble if you were to serve a drink.
Yeah. So that's not too bad then.
So trade-offs, but yeah, all equal.
So then
100%.
it's like, so you got like, the door girl kind of thing, glassy, you got bartender, what else is involved kind of thing? Like,
Yeah.
So then it goes like floor manager, because I don't really know the hierarchy. I know you can get like venue managers and floor managers, but what's the difference in a way kind of thing?
It's just going to depend on like what venue you're at, I guess, so depends on how many people you can have in your venue, and what it's going to require. So you
Yeah.
know, you get a few people in one position, a few people glassying, you're going to need somebody in charge of them.
So that's when you have
got
like the
your
head glass.
supervisor,
Yes.
yeah, glassy.
Yeah. Okay.
Absolutely.
And then that still works as well. You have like head doorman and you have like head bartender, or would that just fall into a managerial role kind of thing?
Yeah, I mean, if you've got 3-4 bartenders or something on, you know, you'd have somebody that would be in charge to, you know, make sure everything is okay.
Yeah.
And then obviously somebody up on top.
So does it really come down to just like how big the venue is, how many people, and all sorts? I
Yeah,
thought
and how you want to run it, I guess, as well.
really.
You know? Yeah,
I always
absolutely.
thought it's like it's just a standard formula where it's just like, okay, you have glassies and you have a head glassy and you have the door and then you have the head door and then you have the bar and then you have the manager, and then like no matter what, every single bar would have to have all these roles. But
Yeah.
that's pretty cool that you don't even have to.
Well, not
have all of
necessarily.
them,
I mean,
like-
take a look at like Nevermind, for example. They don't really have the bar space for that many.
Yeah, but I thought they'd still have like a floor manager and a venue manager, and
Well,
then-
they'd have a venue manager, but
Yeah.
like it's not going to be like some huge system where there's like lots of rungs on the
Yeah.
ladder. There's just going to be the people at the bar, a glassy, and the person who's in charge.
So then, like, what's the general manager? Like, what type of roles do they fall under? Would that just be like a floor
Like
manager?
a duty manager or
Yeah, like
or
even
something like that.
duty manager.
or
What's involved with a
possibly-
duty manager?
It's just that level of hierarchy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay then.
Yeah.
So then, what's the 2IC? Because that's the role you got up to, right?
Yeah, so for Lucy's Love Shack, which shout out to Lucy's Love Shack because it's a fucking amazing venue.
Banger of a place.
God damn, yeah, you know.
Yeah, I
fair
love
well,
that
exactly.
place.
Yeah, man. Oh, mate, no way affiliated, but dead set. Go to Lucy's Love Shack, get yourself a pizza because it is a fucking time.
Oh my god! Back in the day when they did the $6 pizza pints.
Yeah,
that was so good.
Yeah.
Spirits, pizza, and pints.
Oh,
$6 Thursday nights.
Even now, though,
so good.
Even now, absolute bargain.
Yeah,
Dead set.
yeah,
Well, here's the
100%.
question: whose pizza's better, Lucy's or the Court?
Lucy's.
Yeah, Lucy's. Yeah.
Lucy's.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Well,
Well, I'll be honest here. I've only been
Guess
to
we're all
Lucy's
banned.
once.
Yeah, that's it.
I've only been to Lucy's once. I haven't tried the pizza. So.
oh, try it.
You
Dead
got it.
set.
You got
Yeah.
it.
I used to go to Amber a lot, but
That's fair.
times have changed.
Shout out to the guy that used to make the pizzas as well. That guy was so cool.
He's back. He's back there.
Really? So
Yep.
what, he left and then he came back?
Yep.
Oh, well, it's good he's
Yeah.
back because he was
Fucking legend.
Yeah, he's such a
Yeah.
good
Yeah,
dude.
shout out Dan.
Yeah. So then, with like
Yeah.
working your way up to 2IC, how long did it take you to do all that? Like,
Yeah, so I worked for the company that does like loose stuff like that.
is
I
that
worked with them for a while.
boom tick or
Yeah, there's a couple involved. Yeah.
yeah.
And and as hospitality is a big one for like networking and stuff like that. So if you put in the hard yards and you network and stuff like that, there's always that room for room for
Growth,
like,
yeah.
getting back in and growth and stuff like that. You're right, absolutely. Yeah.
So then with that as well, it's like, I mean, as you said, with a glassy, it's kind of like a good role if you don't want to talk to people because you're always, moving, like picking up glasses, doing your job in a way. But
Yeah.
how social actually is the atmosphere behind the bar to an extent, would you say, or even managing it kind of thing? Because you got to control, not control, but you got to make sure everyone's doing their job to an extent, right?
Yeah, absolutely. If you're managing, you're absolutely in charge of
Yeah.
making sure people are doing their jobs correctly. Absolutely.
And do you reckon it's like one of those jobs that not everyone can do kind of thing? It's like, unless you can really fill that role and actually like do it in a way, like, if you get what I mean?
Yeah, that's fair. Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, there's definitely some people out there that, it might not be the right job for them. Absolutely. But, obviously give people the opportunity, and then if it's not right for them, you'll realize pretty soon.
What do you think
Yeah, yeah.
about the idea of like different venues needing different managerial stuff? Because obviously, different venues want different things out of people who come to their venue and the vibe that they create and stuff. Don't you think that's going to translate to whoever's managing you? If you're the venue owner and getting managerial stuff, you want them to sort of feel your vibe?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Oh, definitely, man.
Yeah.
Like 100%. I think whatever job you do, you need to get along with your bosses or your staff or the people that you work with. Absolutely. Like, at the end of the day, I think a lot of people would probably take someone they get along with that did an average job over somebody that did an amazing job, but they just fucking hate it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Right? Like,
It's a social
it's
thing,
your life. You work 40 hours a week there. You got to work there as well. You don't want to be working with somebody that you just don't get along with.
That's exactly it.
So yeah, man, I think you definitely have to vibe, 100%.
Yeah. I think why I was just saying that is because, like, the venue manager of, say, for example, Magnet House wouldn't do as good job as the venue manager of Jackrabbits at Jackrabbits, because Jackrabbits is well, we're talking about Jackrabbits here. Like,
yeah,
you're trying to put this up here like I'm going after Magna House. This is the first thing that came to my mind.
Yeah, of course it was.
Okay.
Fucking hell.
Magna House is
you really have no ties, huh?
Just quickly, shout out to Yaron. Yaron's a good dude. Like, Yaron is a good guy. Fuck.
Shout out to Yaron.
Definitely a different venue. You know, they're very different venues. 100%.
He's great at managing Magna House. They're on fire. But I'm saying, like, if he was to suddenly go to Jackrabbits like the next weekend, we're not going to have the same outcome.
Yeah, very, very different. You know, in lots of different aspects of everything, and not even just, you know, in terms of operation, like managing people and staff and stuff like that, but even just managing the vibe that comes with a particular venue. You know, you go into somewhere like Jackrabbit Slims, compare that to the vibe of any other nightclub in Perth, and it's completely different.
Yeah,
we forget sometimes that the managerial stuff are also like, well, no, it's not just the DJs as well.
Well,
it's
patrons
everybody that come into the event.
It should be the whole staff in a way, to an extent. Well, sorry, you go on though.
Yeah, it's a joint system.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm just baffled.
Worry, Alex,
I'm baffled by that's the first thing that comes to your head. Like, god damn! Like, what a way to start this bloody fiery podcast off.
Love it.
So the thing is with that, it's like, when it comes to like working at, like, what's the capacity at Slims? Is it's like 200, 300 or something like that? Or?
A little bit more than that. Yeah.
So when it gets to like, you know, full capacity kind of thing, like, how hard can it be sometimes to actually like make sure everything's running smoothly in a way? Because you'd have to be everywhere at once, wouldn't you?
Yeah. And you can compare it to any other like management role. There's like so many cogs that go into, you know, each individual part of from like licensing to RSAs to, you know, just making sure that everybody's happy, you know. But that's why, you know, you get good staff that you can trust in, that'll do the right thing and will do the job properly. And yeah, I think you just, you know, you earn the respect of them, and they respect you, and everything just should like work out nicely if if you're trying.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. So then also another thing as well, it's like with the club, like, do you have to pack up and then set up as well to an extent? Like, what's it like setting up? Like, you walk in, you know, unlock the doors.
Oh yeah,
and
this
like,
is a good question.
What's
the start of the night look like? And how many people are internally screaming before the night starts?
I'm so glad you guys asked this actually. So I think the biggest misconception, and I'm just speaking from what I think, but I feel like a lot of people that come out nightclubbing just believe that it's 2 days, the 2 nights that they see, the Friday, Saturday, and that's it. Yeah. There is an entire week that goes in to making sure that those 2 days run smoothly. Dead set. Whether you're working 3 days, 4 days, it changes, it varies, you know, to what venue you are running, you know, and how many other managers there may be. But I can say for a fact that no matter what nightclub you go to, there was an entire week's worth, if not maybe more planning, depending on the event, that went into those 2 nights.
So what would go into like just running it on a Friday night kind of thing? Like, would you like clean the keg room?
Friday night, like not a big event, just like your normal Friday night open to the
like clean all the, like, in a way, like, I don't know, clean the benches down, clean the keg room, like make sure everything's ready to go and stocked up, and like what is actually involved to an extent, kind of.
Yeah, so I mean, you know, you've obviously you've like sorted out all your staff and stuff, you know, during the week.
That's just like rostering and stuff like
that. All that sort of stuff. You know, which there's generally, you know, maybe a problem here or a problem there sort of thing. There's your social media aspect of it as well, which, you know, your social media teams like gone in and created events and, you know, made sure that there's going to be enough hype for it, whether there's maybe like ticketing or something like that. And then I guess when it comes to the night, it is pretty much the same thing each single night of like setting up, you know, all your bars and setting up your floors and making sure that everything is just like perfect before the doors open, and then, you know, you set up your lighting, your sound, making sure those are all running smoothly. You know, as you know from like DJing and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Sometimes things go wrong and it's just out of your control, but you know.
Yeah, you just have to try and make do with what you can.
You have to test it every single night.
Difference is, I think if something goes wrong in a DJ set, it's no big deal. It's just music. But if something goes wrong in a venue, then we're talking about some problems.
No, but I
you know
mean,
what I mean?
I would agree with that and disagree because I mean, like, if the music stops, then everyone just stops dancing and they're just like, "What the hell's going on? Like, what's the DJ doing?"
Man, it could be so many reasons as well. You know, you could have like power outages, or you know, maybe the DJ like did press the wrong button, or maybe a button got stuck, or somebody's pulled a cord out, or like there's like so many things.
Surely these are like low-level problems, though.
Well, if it happens, it's in my opinion, when it happens, and it happens in a big way in a way. Like,
yeah, it does. It's huge, but it's a low-level problem if you've planned for those things to happen.
Yeah,
or you know that there's a possibility and you know how to fix it.
Yeah,
stuff like that.
So then, with finishing up the night as well, like, what would go into like wrapping things up? Like, do you clean the floors or
just hard cleaning? Hard cleaning.
Really?
Yeah. Absolute
And
messes.
how long does cleaning usually go for?
You again. It's going to depend on the
example
venue,
of a really sloppy night.
But no more than like an hour.
Okay,
that's not too bad then.
Yeah.
Who
that's
gets to do the toilets though?
We have cleaners, but yeah, it will like. It's. But hey, I mean, if that's their job, that's their job. Like that's
Yeah, well, that's what they're getting paid to do.
Yeah, that's what they're doing.
Yeah.
Which that's fair in a way.
Yeah, but it's a nightclub toilet. It's not just like your fucking resident toilet. Like it's a fucking nightclub toilet.
But
like,
would it be
the lid's missing? There's 5 cups in there. There's a phone. There's shit all over that shit.
Having Vietnam flashbacks.
Way back in the day.
Have you had to deal with that before? I'm sure you have.
Look, yeah, I mean, there's always been something that's happened, something that's going on. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Hey, at least we weren't. And I don't want to say the venue just in case I get it wrong. But
yeah, go on.
Toilet being taken out and put on the dance floor.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, that's kind of cool.
A couple of years ago, I'm pretty sure.
Actually ripped out of the floor.
Yeah. From what, yeah.
That would have been a vibe.
That would be terrible.
You know what? I think I prefer like a toilet being ripped out rather than like someone being king hit or something.
Oh, okay, yeah, of course, yeah. Like that's obviously the last thing you would
because
want.
I feel like the standard like really bad thing to happen is, oh no, there's a fight. Fight's happening. What's the procedure when the fight goes down? You're managing the night. What happens? Like obviously the security guard's probably gonna be the first one to.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean that's their job. You know,
to take us through the steps, the protocol.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's everybody has their like radio calls and stuff like that. So again, it's preparation.
You have radio calls.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
like codes kind of thing. Or?
Yeah. And then so it's just you get the code. Security should be straight onto it. And then it's up to them. They're the ones getting paid for it.
Yeah. So it's their decision to an extent at the end of the day, kind of.
I suppose.
Not their decision. I mean, like they need to like jump into action and then to do stuff. Obviously.
Yeah.
But
then the
decision. We tell like staff to stay out of it and things like that.
Yeah.
And then security know what they're doing. They're trained. Provided you get the right company.
So
they're
the
trained
staff and the security are separated then in that retrospect.
Yeah, absolutely. Like we The staff aren't necessarily covered for that sort of thing. So
is there a debrief for someone being ejected or a fight going down or something?
Yeah, absolutely, man. Yeah, 100%. There's all those things are literally like planned out. There's memoirs written, there's procedures written. Everybody knows what they should be doing and what they need to do if that sort of stuff does happen.
I wonder what the statistics are like at venues, like how many fights go down.
In my opinion,
do they keep tallies of that shit?
I don't know about overall, but in my opinion, I don't think that many fights actually happen. Like,
in Perth, I think Perth and Australia in general, I think is pretty good.
Yeah,
maybe.
No, I would say it's pretty good. I mean, look, a little bit of a rant.
Well, we
here.
don't know. That's the thing. I'd like to know.
Yeah.
Pretty sure there are like I want to say police statistics, but like there's it would be on.
Yeah,
like
on their
that
website.
side of it more.
I'm guessing like a lot of the nightclub, like getting kicked out of a nightclub is not going to be picked up on the police. So a lot of that's just sort of going to get.
Yeah, just getting kicked out is not, obviously it goes through your Stantec system or whatever. But
unless it's on the streets or something like that in a way. Or
like if they're called, then absolutely they would pick it up. Yeah.
Yeah.
For that little tangent. I just really want to know how angry everyone is. So depressed.
So
everyone
sorry,
just be
continue
loving
on
each
with your
other,
serious
man.
conversations.
Like,
Yeah.
Everyone just love each other. No more fights. Like,
I'm all for that. Hey,
Yeah,
let's
I'm not
get
gonna
some free love.
I'm not going to preach too much on this. We'll be here all day.
A party, a nightclub, that sort of environment should be an environment where you go in and your body is tired at the end, but your mind is reduced. That's what I think. Like, you should go to a party and you should come out obviously feeling tired, but like you should be awake mentally. I think.
Yeah, but you can't tell meatheads that though.
Well, that's the thing. You can go overboard. You can get too drunk. You can do too many drugs. You can get in a fight, and suddenly that all changes. But you have a choice not to, put yourself in that environment. You feel like shit. Don't go to the party. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You feel like you're gonna punch someone in the head. Don't go to a party.
Yeah, that's fair. Definitely.
But it's like there are people that just go out just to get in a scrap though. I've literally been walking the streets and be like, oh, look at that guy over there. We should go like, jump him or something. I'm just like, I want to go.
You?
Not me, no. I was like walking behind a group and they were like looking at some guy across the road. I'm like,
It was you, huh? You were that. You
No,
were the.
it
You were the
wasn't
dude
me.
calling him out. Where you?
Yeah, I understand. But I was just like, I'm gonna go this way.
You piece of
Avoid
shit.
avoid this group. But it's like that. It's like that story I told about with the lockdown coming out, and it's like basically like Scarborough, girls rock up. Guys end up trying to hit on girls don't want to get with the guys get upset, girls leave venue, guys leave venue 10 minutes later, and then what ends up happening is at the end of the night, same group of dudes didn't get with any girls, so what they do, they literally grab some guy and throw him against the curb and start kicking the shit out of him. And it's just
Yeah, that's pretty shit.
yeah, it's I was baffled by how something like that could even happen. But the thing is though,
Why don't these people sign up to do kickboxing or something?
Well, that's what I mean, though, right? They probably do go to the gym and do fitness and do this and do that, and whatever the scenario is. But then it just like that was built into that person to go, nah, like I didn't get a girl tonight. I'm getting in a fight. I have to let all my steam go and let all this energy go. I'm just gonna go throw a punch at someone. And it's just like seeing that shit happen. You're like, what the fuck?
Surely you've got a story.
That's
for us.
my rant. Nah.
Not off the top of my head.
Oh.
No.
Oh.
That's all right. They probably all like meld into one at some point.
I'm actually not gonna lie. That's pretty accurate. Yeah, the
Was it
days
that
roll
fight or
into
that fight? They're
one.
all the same.
So
No, unless you got something like the whole Giuseppe
we're pretty
thing
lucky.
going on.
Like obviously the club that I was at, we have
I would say
had a very
Slims is-
strong focus on
Yeah.
Stopping that sort of behavior at the door.
I would say definitely Slims is one of the safer places in Perth.
Yeah.
Because like even though it's in Northbridge, it's just got the right vibe in a way. It's like
I think it's just far enough off the main strip as well.
that's it. Yeah, it's not on the main strip. Where it's the same thing with Scarborough as well. It's like for some reason, well, not for some reason, but Scarborough Beach Bar, it's upstairs in like the hotel.
Yeah.
So with that, it's like you don't get all the shitheads that are on the main strip. You get all the
That are
people.
loitering, yeah.
Yeah, they're just loitering around, just looking just to do
And when
whatever.
someone leaves the venue, they have to leave. Like,
Yeah.
you can't just hang around outside. You have to leave.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Like, yeah.
So-
Speaking of, sorry, I just wanted to tangent a little bit.
Here we go again.
How much like of the control of like keeping dickheads out of the venue is at the door? Like, how important is the role of the door girl in deciding? Like,
Well, 'cause-
I've been to Berlin, for example,
Yeah, I was gonna
right?
say
You
that.
line up for like Berghain or Sisyphus or something, and you get to the front of the line. You've been waiting for like 2 hours, and you walk up, and they're like, "You're wearing green. Get out." It's all black
Exactly,
or white.
yeah.
You know
Oh
what I
my
mean?
god, amazing.
Yeah.
And so how much?
It's
How
a
much?
legit thing, like legit. Like,
Obviously, that doesn't happen
way.
as much here in Perth, but like, does that happen? Like, would you just kick someone out? Like, you don't look right.
No, definitely not. Like, you absolutely can't discriminate, on the way that somebody looks. Absolutely not. There is like, it's usually based on like behaviors rather than anything else.
Yeah.
So you'll see some type of behavior, and if you've been doing it a long time, you
catch
pick
the
up
eye, yeah.
and you know what's going to happen before things have already happened, and that's when you can start to be like you can pinpoint it from there.
Yeah.
So you're absolutely not judging anybody on looks or anything like that. But I would say behavior is where you
Yeah.
can start to pinpoint that stuff that you want to not let.
So that's
in.
a really good answer. Like, I just want to do a quick shout out because this guy decided to pull out Maggie's card. So the other week at Lookout.
Oh, so I pulled it out, so you get to pull it out.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull out another card. All right. Did you guys hear about what happened to Lookout with the kid with autism at all?
I did read about that
Yeah,
one.
a little bit.
yeah.
Like it blew up a little bit.
I've
There
seen a
you
couple
go.
of different sides actually. So
Yeah, that's it. Like there's a lot going on.
Yeah.
And it's like who knows what the actual true story
Absolutely.
actually was.
Yeah.
But the fact that if a kid goes to a club or a pub or a bar,
Yep.
and then he's actually got something physically wrong with him, like, you know, he's more mentally wrong with him, right?
Yep.
And the security guard's like, "No, you're drunk," but he's like, "No, I'm actually sober. I've got my car keys," kind of thing. Then it's like, you know, it's the judging. You got to be able to go, is this actually right, or should I get rid of him? And it's just,
it's a tough balance, I think.
At the end of the day, we're all human, and we're sometimes going to get things wrong.
Yeah, that's it.
And I think, you know, a big believer in how you handle things after you get it wrong if you do.
Yeah.
So
how do you think the Lookout's response to that was?
Well, it's more security guards, because if you
yeah,
want to be
but
the right
at the end of the day, it's their
thing.
venue.
Yeah.
So
To an extent.
it's up to them to
Mitch. Yeah.
to make what's wrong right, essentially.
Yeah.
But I mean, once you're in his situation, do you even want to go back to a venue?
Yeah.
Anyway.
I find it very hard to comment on that situation because I don't know exactly what happened.
Yeah.
And
None of us really do.
let's say, for instance, that the venue was in the right, then their response is justified.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
You know, so I think, yeah, it depends on
It's
what
very
exactly
tight.
Kinda had
happened.
to be
Absolutely.
there to know,
Yeah,
yeah.
100%.
The rest is all hearsay at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then, has there ever been a time where it's like you've been working and the security guards have like kind of just said something or try to kick someone out, but then it's like there's actually nothing wrong, and it's just like the security guards are acting on the wrong idea to an extent, in a way, if you get what I mean?
Yeah, I get you. No, like I have full trust in my security, like, you know, whoever you have on for the night and whoever you pick and stuff like that, that, you know, that they're doing the right thing. And like I said, I guess we're all human, and if you do happen to get it wrong, then there's always people to help you fix it or for yourself to fix it and things like that. So,
Yeah, well, that's a good answer in itself, 100%,
yeah.
Well, if you were in the Lookout's position right now, you're some managerial level at Lookout.
Yeah.
What would be your response to this? How would you treat? Bit of a tough
That's a hard one. Yeah, I think.
Yeah, it
I think
comes down to the venue, remember?
Yeah.
I think.
I'm asking from your perspective.
I'm just going to slip that in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Lookout's kind of cool.
I love Lookout, man. I'm a
do
big
you
fan
now?
of it. Yeah.
Okay,
I'm a
yeah.
big fan of Lookout,
Yeah,
actually.
This guy.
Maybe not necessarily on a Sunday when you can't move, but any other day is
That's
fine.
it.
I think just being like just being personal with, just being personal. I think like I think their response was, it was almost like they said because they'd obviously said that they'd talked about it with the people like that were involved, and it's all been sorted out. And I kind of like it because they
have gone out of their way to try and sort it to an
they have. They
yeah.
haven't hidden behind anything. They've told everybody exactly how it is. Like, this is it. This has been sorted. But
that's
you're
like-
not gonna please everybody, I guess.
Yeah, that's it. But that's what you got to do, though, right?
Yeah.
And you have to just tell people black and white. It's
At least they came out with it.
Yeah, this is what's happened. This is what's going on. This is what we're doing about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is one of those things. All right, let's get off the shit talking part of it. So, with the networking and socializing, like, have you managed to meet? Like, how is it working as a manager? And like, have you, like, being a social industry to an extent? It's like you've managed to meet heaps and heaps of people to an extent, right?
Yeah.
And like, when you first started doing that, like, has it kind of like changed you in a way to be more of a social person, and like the way you kind of think about like how it's, you know, it's more of a networking thing to an extent in a way as well? It's like, yo, if you kind of get what I mean in a way.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, and look, this might just be my personality and like the places that I've worked, but I think life is literally about networking. You know, it's literally all who you know. You know, obviously, granted with your hard work as well.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's almost just guaranteed. I think when you're in that position and you're in this kind of line of work, that you will network with people. It's just how it is.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, it's a social environment, isn't it?
Absolutely. Yeah.
And would you say that's like you've grown from when you first started to like where you are now? Like you've like learnt heaps of things and skills and developed and all sorts of stuff to an extent in a way?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
It's like being, you know, being in 2IC at a huge nightclub. It's like, you know, if you've never done it before, you've never done it before, but all the things you'd learn along the way would just be so good.
Yeah. You just, you know, all the man, I guess just shout out to all the bosses that I had that were like willing to just, you know, get in there and like help me out and all that sort of stuff. Like they're the ones that you grow from, they're the ones that you learn from, you know, and you just find your own personal way from there, sort of thing. So,
and also how transferable are the skills in a way? Because I mean, you can be 2IC at a club, but then would that make it so you can easily be a 2IC at a bar or anything like that?
Sorry, mate.
That's
like
all good.
cat tablet for my epileptic cat. No,
Is your cat gonna die now?
no, he'll be fine. He'll be fine. I gave it to him before we left.
Okay.
Yeah, no,
Nervous laughter.
Just a little, yeah.
I think I gave it to my cat.
Oh man, no, I definitely did. No. It's transferable, absolutely. Like no matter what you do, man, you can use those, whether it's management skills or networking skills or just, you know, the ability to be able to like, it's not the ability to be able to talk to people, but even just the want to be able to talk to people. You know, like you could.
Do you consider yourself a social butterfly?
Yeah, a little bit, a little bit. Somewhat. I do like a good yarn.
No, you found the right industry, I think. A lot of people do say like bars and stuff like that, right? The perfect place if you're at people.
Yeah,
get to talk to people. And I just think like a nightclub is the next evolution, next step. You know.
Yeah.
I think it's got to be way more like hardcore than just. Yeah.
Well, depends what you want to do, man. I think like
Like where you want to go.
For me, like bars were, you know, that was the be all and end all, I guess, until, you know, fitness. But like, you know, you work at somewhere like, let's say, you know, like Mechanics or Palace Arcade or I'm probably missing out a whole bunch, Rechabite, things like that. And like, you know, they're like bartenders are like mixologists. Like they.
So what's a mixologist? Like cocktail.
Yeah, like they know like cocktails and they know, you know.
They do the whole like throwing the shaker in the air and shit like that.
Oh yeah, of course. Like absolutely, the flair is like a huge part of it. But you know, they know more than that. They know, you know, the like the background behind the spirits and the liqueurs and stuff that they're using, or the bitters and things like that they're using. You know, like where they come from and how they make this drink do this and taste like this and smell like this. Like it's incredible. If you. There's so much that goes behind it, and they are like so passionate about it that, you know.
I mean, the Retrobite isn't just a nightclub; it's like
it's a super bar basically.
Yeah, it's like a super venue bar.
Yeah.
It's a day and a night thing. It transforms.
Yeah, it's just like really 4 cool venues. Yeah,
I really like the idea. Still haven't gone there.
Really, you still haven't been there.
Damn,
you're missing out.
Try it out.
Yeah,
I was trying to get to the Sub Era event when they did their event there.
That was good. Shout out to Josh, Josh, Ned, and Mark.
Yes,
just quickly, yeah.
Correct.
Yep.
From Sub Era.
Yeah. Oh, I had my train of thought. You bloody made me lose it a little bit, man.
That's what we're here for.
That's what the goon's doing.
Hey,
too much wine already.
Damn.
So
mate, there's 4 liters of this bad boy I've got to get through. Like I said, it's my birthday month. Let's do this.
I'm already on my 2nd glass.
Attaboy.
Hell yeah.
So, with your benefits and like networking within the industry and everything like that, it's just managed to make it like shit. I've lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna say. So we talked about the openings, but like when you do go to close, you said like 1 hour of like hard, cleaning and stuff like that. Yeah. But like, do you leave at like 6 a.m. sometimes, 7 a.m. and all that? Like,
so like, that's it. Well, if you close at 5, sometimes you close at 6, and after maybe a drink for your staffies and that team bonding,
wind down.
Yeah, you walk out and it's daylight.
How important would you say is also like the staffies to an extent? Because like back when I used to work at a pub, my uncle's pub, having the staffies was so good because the pub closes, everyone cleans, and then you just hang out, you just chill, and it's like you just relax, and it's the end of the night, and you just wind down.
For sure.
It's just similar in a way.
It's like, you especially at a nightclub, you're just go like all night. You're just getting absolutely smashed with like people. And I think it's just nice to like kind of like chill, unwind, and just enjoy your time before you go and I don't know have a nap or go to the beach or whatever you're gonna do for the rest of the day. Something. So what pub did you work at?
Flying Scotsman.
Yeah, right. Nice.
Yeah. So it was good.
Enjoy it.
No,
not there anymore. Oh yeah.
Close,
like a year or two ago.
I enjoyed it, but that was because I was family though. So
of course,
yeah. So it was kind of just worked out. I got away with a lot of shit. That's all I can say. Like it was a lot of fun being the nephew. So
I can imagine. That's sick.
It was alright. I was gonna leave it at that.
Yeah. I noticed you're not delving into that one too much.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, man.
Well, it was a lot of fun, but it just sucks because you know, shit happens. And it's like they try to get people into Mount Lawley and
The residents
people
of
aren't
Mount
going to
Lawley need to stop complaining about noise. Okay? Stop it. There's going to be noise in Mount Lawley. That's how it works.
My God.
Move somewhere else.
else.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Saying?
So, would you ever go back into the bar work as you fill
Sorry,
your
don't
glass?
Just look, mate. God damn. You know what? Probably.
Yeah, you reckon?
Probably.
Straight up, yeah.
Enjoyed it.
Oh, look, I do. There, you leave and then you're just like, man, I miss that like fast-paced, crazy,
Just that lifestyle.
fun,
in a way.
enjoyable. Yeah, like just the atmosphere of it.
It's like walking into a different world.
Pretty much, yeah. And like me personally, like I don't really like nightclubbing myself. So just to be, but like being in that atmosphere where everybody else is having a good time.
Dude, I'm much the same. I
that's what
hate
gets
going to
me.
nightclubs, but I like being there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was the exact same as well. Just like to make it 3. So going back in the day, going to Capital just to hang out on stage and hang out with the DJs.
Yeah,
It was so
yeah.
much fun. But then paying entry and lining up, nah, fuck that. I'm out. Like,
Got to be on the list, bro. Gotta-
Yeah.
that's it. And how
Well,
long did you wait as
what a
well
spoiled
for Magnet
brat.
House when that first opened? It was like 2 hours in line.
Like I don't blame Nick or anything.
No,
like
of
that.
course not. No, but
I got on the list at Magnet House. This was like the second
Oh!
week after reopening. Got on the list as I do. They have a VIP line for some reason, and I got in the VIP line, and for some reason the VIP line's longer than the fucking normal line, and
Standard.
waited there for 3 hours, and then got to the front only to be
yeah,
told.
that's it.
Yeah, only to be told that it's past 12 or whatever now or whatever, and like you have to pay full price.
Oh,
He was messaging me. I was at work,
bro.
and he was like, "I'm still in line." And I was like, "All right." And like at the
I
end
don't
of
know
my
why we
gig,
just
I was like,
didn't
"You still in
leave
line?"
after like
yeah.
an hour and a half. It was like literally 3 hours in a line. But yeah, shit happens, right?
price
This
is- the
this
price
was
you
literally
pay.
second week back after coronavirus lockdown.
Yeah, so
That was
every-
hectic. That was the most insane time.
Yeah.
Literally everybody wanted to go out.
Yep.
And we had half capacity everywhere.
Yeah.
It's like, man, it's
Well, it's like what Ace was saying. Like, shout out to Ace from Nevermind. He was saying
Oh,
that since there was only half capacity, people were going out, but then it's like so much more foot traffic in a way.
yeah, of course.
So
Absolutely.
that with that, it's like people see lines like, oh shit, like I want to get in there, instead of seeing like half lines and the place being absolutely packed.
Yeah.
But then it's like, shit, that place looks like it's so busy, people are lining up, I want to get in there. It gives off, well, that was my opinion. That's what he kind of said as well. Like,
There's literally
People
and
are
it
dumb,
shares
mate.
out. No,
I see a long line. I'm like, I'll go to the next one.
but it's also
They're
like,
all the same to me.
but when everywhere's got a line, then it's like, shit, like, where can we go? And you see that foot traffic and it just gives life to the city to an
Oh,
extent.
you know what it did benefit though?
What?
The fact that there was lots of these lines, I reckon, really benefited smaller clubs because
Yeah.
people saw the lines and exact opposite of what you said, and they went, "Fuck this."
Yeah, go to
Let's
they
go to
filled out
Jack
the
Rabbit's or
smaller places.
Nevermind or all the other smaller places that never usually have a line.
Well, I think like even smaller. Like I'm thinking like small bars. You know, places
Yeah,
like
that too.
places
Slim's
like
is not
Frisk,
small.
like a whole bunch of them. Yeah, Sneaky Tony's, Frisk, iDarts.
Yeah, iDarts, yeah. Shout out to iDarts. Have you ever played beer pong there before?
Oh, bro, don't get me started.
It's
What
so
about
much
Pop Blood,
fun.
guys? What
this,
about
this
Pop Blood?
podcast will never end.
See, I've never actually won beer pong ever.
It's my newfound love.
And then I
iDarts.
went there and did the electronic beer pong, and then I won, and I was
Yeah.
like, "This is my new favorite thing."
Oh, bro, insane.
You cheated, surely.
Yeah.
No, I just got to watch the other guy get completely fucking wasted.
Alex,
though.
you look like a guy to me who can't throw a ball.
Yeah, I can't throw
Whoa.
balls.
How can you play beer pong?
All right, let's do it. 1v1, let's go. Beer pong.
I'm
Yeah, I'll be
sorry,
under
guys.
the table by like halfway
That's-
through the game. So I wanted to ask as well. So what were the perks and the negatives as well of like working in the club scene? Because like, I mean, you got discount, right? Sneaky discount.
Yeah, I mean, like I got a bar tab, but
You never use it though. 'Cause
exactly,
You're
'cause
working.
you're always working.
Yeah.
I think the perks is a little bit more personal than
Well,
than
what do you
maybe
mean?
what someone else would say. Like yeah, as I've already mentioned, like I loved the atmosphere and I loved working there, and you know, obviously, if you're not going out to those places, then getting paid for it makes sense, right? Like you're almost amongst it and getting paid for it at the same time.
Yeah.
The negatives, damn. maybe the fact that I'm starting to get a grey beard. Man, I don't know if you can
Surely,
see this.
mate, come
Dead
on.
set. I don't know if you can see this.
I don't
Right
see
here.
fucking shit on your
There
chin.
is like a grey patch here and a grey
working
patch
too
under
much.
here. Like that's the negative. That's
How old are you?
That's a downside. I'm 26 and I'm grey.
Fuck.
Bruh.
I'm 28 and I can't even get a beard going.
Oh, see what I mean?
This is
This guy
like,
looks
guys.
like he can't throw a ball.
That's it. Yeah. It's the baby face, all right? It's good.
Oh,
the
damn,
girls
bro.
like it. The girls
You
like
got the
it.
Actually,
C pedo though.
I won't complain about my grey beard then. Sick. Actually, I've been thinking. I'm like, man, I'm gonna grow the beard out because I seen a photo of when I was working at Lucy's actually, and I was like, man, that beard is sexy, and it was mine.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, I'm gonna get it again. I was like, damn, it's happening. Yeah.
Straight up, it's happening.
What are you gonna do if it comes out grey?
If it comes out grey,
gonna-
I'm just gonna embrace it. I might just dye the whole thing.
Just
grey.
call yourself the silver fox.
Exactly. If I just dye the whole beard grey,
Yeah.
Away you go.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Just go
That's it.
do it. Like drop a Ghastly and just go platinum blonde.
you reckon?
Yeah.
A Darcy?
A Ghastly.
A Ghastly.
Yeah, an American DJ. He's just
Oh,
like
that guy. Yeah.
platinum blonde.
Yeah,
everything.
that
Oh
dude.
man, I
yeah.
thought we were talking Pokemon, but
Yeah, I thought we were doing
Is it?
Pokemon as well.
Hey.
Well, we
That
had
what?
Gengar on last week.
There it
and
is.
then we
There
were
it
talking
is.
about Ghastly.
Man, I love that guy.
So, like, with themed nights
yeah.
as well, I'm gonna get back on topic to an extent.
Sure.
So, themed nights, so with Halloween and stuff like that, like, what would go into doing something like that? Or, like, Christmas or, you know, like, all the... Do you guys... Would Slims ever do, like, a Christmas party? Like, was
Yeah,
it,
absolutely. Like, we have, and then like, lots of other places
Yeah.
always throw
but, like, would...
specific event nights, that, like, obviously will bring in people, like, that attracts,
yeah. But, like, would you,
More
like,
people, yeah.
one person specifically go out, like, designated, okay, here's $1,000, go buy it, Christmas decorations and stuff like that? Or do you, like, reuse stuff and, like,
Yeah.
how would you dress
We-
the place up and all that?
we have a team. There's teams.
Is there like a set dressing team?
A set dressing team?
Yeah.
No, we don't have a set dressing team.
Ah, see, that's where you failed.
Well, look, first of all, okay, there was no makeup set dressing team here when I arrived, and I'm pretty upset about that.
Yeah,
Okay,
just
because
two bloody
this
people
light
on.
is washing out my face pretty
You think
hard.
this perfection needs makeup?
It's just these bloody LED light things that make you
Hell yeah.
It's beautiful, but it's washing out my features. That was all. No, but we you've got like marketing side of it. You've got your operation side. They're probably the two in a nutshell specifics. And it would just be up to both of them to kind of collab and find some ideas. And I think as a venue manager as well, you're also a little bit responsible for figuring out a few ideas and putting some cheeky things in there as well. So.
Yeah. Everyone plays a hand. It's sort of like
Yeah.
a family almost. Community family.
Yeah, that's it, man. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I'm not surprised because that's like the music industry as a whole is sort of it's not that it's cliquey. It's just it's very easy to like fold into a group and then just become like almost like this family unit
Yeah.
sort of thing. And
Right.
I feel like that's probably similar to how it feels like operating in a nightclub. Like you feel like a bit like a family member. Is that true?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think that's at the end of it. I think that's any kind of like rule for business as well. Is you need to create that like family space where
Yeah.
everybody is like valued and everyone has a valued opinion, and if everybody feels like they're valued and respected,
Yeah.
they want to be there. They want to have that input. They want to drive your business
Well, it is
further.
true.
And
It's
drive
a
their
scientific
career.
fact that
Yeah.
if you keep your employees happy, it increases productivity, which
Yeah.
is better for any business.
Absolutely.
Whether you're a nightclub owner or whether you're mining iron ore.
Well, I
It's
guess,
the same.
to an extent,
You're
yeah.
gonna keep your employees happy, otherwise, they give you
sure
minimum
there's-
effort.
Isn't there like a lot of FIFO workers that is not happy doing what they're doing?
Probably,
Yeah.
100%.
Then how do you keep them happy then, Mitch?
You pay them a lot of money,
That's true.
Ah,
That's true.
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
and then
Yeah,
they
that's
stop
how-
complaining.
Yeah, I guess, yeah. And then they come back and buy jet
See,
skis, right?
in the music
skis.
industry, if you start complaining
Jet
about how much
skis.
money you get paid, you get fired, and the next person comes in. Whereas
it,
in
yeah.
mining, they're like, "Sure, here's all the money you want." So I'm really jabbing at the music industry.
So many
you are.
jabs.
Sorry.
God damn. I was gonna say I watched a few of these episodes. There's been way less jabs than these, but I'm glad that we're all comfortable.
You've let me drink
add
wine
this.
all night. That's your
Attaboy.
problem.
There it
That's,
is.
that's good you watched a few
You
episodes.
can shut up if you want to.
I know how to loosen them all up.
No, that's good. So then, how long were you at Slims before then you moved to Lucy's? Because like you were at the beginning of Lucy's, right, when that first opened.
Beginning of Slim's when it first opened.
Oh, really? As well.
Yeah, for like on and off like 2.5 years.
Yeah.
And then I went away, did a whole bunch of other stuff. Worked like pubs and moved to Brisbane, sold all my stuff and just moved to Brisbane for fucking 4 months.
Really?
Yeah,
Fuck.
it was sick.
What made you want to do that? Just to get out and do something?
Yeah, I just thought like this sick opportunity, just sell all my stuff, sell my car, move over there. Actually, crazy enough, I posted on there like Brisbane bartenders. Every state has their own bartenders. I posted on there like 2 days before flying out, thinking that like maybe I would find something, in a week or something like that. The next day, so the day before I flew out, someone posted replied saying, hey, if you want to come for an interview tomorrow at the airport. Yeah. And I was like, all right, well, I fly in at 2. She's like, sick, I'll come help you collect your bags and we'll go for an interview. I land, 2 o'clock, helps me collect my bags. We go for this interview for like a small bar cafe at the airport. Boom, get the job there and then had a job before I walked out of the airport.
Holy shit, that's so good.
I was like, man, this is meant to be. Dead set.
That's insane.
Yeah.
That's some lucky shit.
Yeah.
Right? No kidding.
Yeah, so many people complain that
What
they
did
can't
you
get
do?
jobs and this and that, and then where you go.
How much money did you pay?
Nah, just pure skill. No. But yeah, so I was like, man, this is like meant to be. But
And then what made you want to come back over here then? Like, 'cause, like, what was Brisbane like as well? I've never been to Brisbane.
So Brisbane's actually amazing. It's pretty much like Perth, but with like more people. Which is cool, because it's chilled, there's just more
Makes
people. And
You look
Is
at the
it better
population.
than Perth though?
Can you look at the population, Mitch, please?
I guess it's
Brisbane.
Yeah, Brisbane.
Sure.
But I guess it was just hard because like all my family's from here. I had just like upped and left and just decided like, all right, sick, let's just like start this new life.
Yeah.
There you go.
Not to mention I I injured myself at work, and then the club that I was working for as well, because I got a job at a nightclub there. They shut down for a couple of weeks to do a rebrand, and so between that and my injury, I was like, I'm out of money. I have to come home.
Yeah. So you just flew back.
So I just flew back. Yeah.
How long was that before COVID happened as well?
Oh, that was ages. That was like 2017, maybe.
Oh no shit! Okay.
Yeah,
so it was a while ago
a
then.
little bit. Yeah.
Overall, a good experience, would you say?
Oh, mate.
Well, just
Traveling's always fun. I did the
yeah.
same thing in the UK, and it's
Probably
amazing.
way better.
Yeah, traveling is something I'd recommend 10 out of 10 to everyone.
Oh, 100%.
But did
You
you
learn
sell
so
everything
much
though?
about yourself and about the world.
Yep.
And it's a valuable lesson, I think. It's not just like fun and games, you learn a lot. So.
But the thing is,
I
as
agree.
well, you probably would have met quite a few people over there as well, right?
Man, I feel like I had more friends over there in that like 4 months than I do over here now.
Yeah.
No shit.
Like it was insane. It was just like it's just so jam packed with people.
You can sort of reinvent yourself as well when you
Yeah.
Yeah.
you can sort of be anyone you want to be, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's it. Yeah.
100%.
You walk out that door, no one knows who you are. You can
Yeah.
do whatever you want,
Exactly.
as long as it's within the guidelines of the law.
And also, just as a general rule, just don't try too hard. I think that's probably. Yes.
If you're not hurting anyone,
That's
my
it.
rule.
Yeah.
fuck the law. Just like as long as you're not hurting anyone.
Yeah, well, the law is a
I'm gonna
guideline.
stay out of this
remember?
one.
You know, the law says that you cannot have a lamp on the left side of your car.
Really?
Yeah, you can't hang a lamp out of your car on the left side.
I'm gonna do
Sure,
it.
you can't hang anything out of your car.
Well,
I used to know
there's
this guy.
specifically a law written about lamps.
Just
so-
quickly, this is a little bit off topic, right? But I used to know this guy who's a backpacker, right, from England. He got a shitbox Camry, right? It's like 1998 Camry, right? And they got a silicon gun and a hot glue gun, and they were just like siliconing like acoustic guitars to the side of it, cowbells on top of the roof, like McDonald's toys on the windscreen, like all sorts of stuff, right? And they get pulled over by. I was at this house party with the guy's car. They walk back to the house, right? Because they went to the bottle shop. Cop pulls them over, and the cop's just like, "What do you think you're doing? Like, what the hell
Having
is this?"
fun, officer?
Like, and
What
then
are you doing?
apparently
Ruining fun?
apparently he hung out the window with the cop car next to him and started trying to play the guitar and stuff.
Damn.
It's like literally like attached to the car. So yeah.
I just wanted to take a little break, by the way. We've got some commenters.
Oh, we got some
Lachlan
comments.
Taylor says, Benny!
Damn, bro.
And Ryan
I love that
Nicholson.
guy.
Ryan Nicholson.
Oh, this
yeah, shout
guy.
out Ryan.
This
if
fucking
only
guy.
you didn't have a stuffed knee.
Wow.
Your brother.
At least you're not
Wow.
At least you're not a complete cripple.
Damn, bro. Damn.
So how did you actually do your knee in?
Yeah, so I playing netball.
Yep.
Netball.
Yep, I know. Everybody laugh.
Like,
No.
Concrete
Netball
or
is
sand?
fucked.
It was a it was court. Just
Yeah,
normal
yeah.
court. And the worst of all, right? My season had finished 2 seasons with no injury. Okay, I fill in for somebody at a completely different venue, and so I jumped up for the ball. I landed, dislocated my knee, and then either that or the force of hitting the floor fractured my kneecap.
Oh, that sounds so painful.
Yep.
Oh my God.
No dramas, it's fine.
How long are you off of it for?
So it's been like 5 weeks now. And yeah, I'm pretty bored.
It's just video games every day, right?
Pretty much, yeah. What
video games do you play?
Only Rocket League.
Only Rocket League.
Because I don't play video games. I'm like never ever sitting at home like watching TV or playing games ever.
Yeah.
Okay, it's always like sport, like F45, work, whatever. It's very hard for me. In fact, the only reason I got into video games and this sort of thing is because I had a knee recon on the other knee 2 years ago.
Shit.
So that was your first discovery into video games?
I had to. I was literally bedridden for like 3 months, okay? And then I wanted to get Centrelink, and Centrelink is really hard to get.
Yeah, it's so hard to get.
So I went back to work as a door girl, just sitting at the door with my leg up.
Jade said you
That's
got on
pretty
the
cool.
beers.
Jade said get on the beers?
No, Jade said you did get on the beers.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Well,
yeah.
whilst you're at the door.
No, I definitely didn't do that while I was on the door.
That's pretty cool.
But Jade is just super keen to get on the beers, and why not? Because it's my birthday month, so what's up, Jade?
Well, we don't have beer. Well, I bought us bloody craft beers, and you got the cooler bar. That's
Damn.
what I'm saying. There's
I was
craft
the one that
beers in
suggested
there.
wine, and I'm happy about it.
Like,
Yeah.
if you want, help yourself to craft beer.
No, it's okay. Honestly, man, like I said, like,
Just soft fruity
man,
white.
I'm Armidale born and bred, so, you know, cooler bar's where it's at.
But yeah, I gotta
I'm
admit,
a bit ashamed you haven't taken it out of the box yet.
No, well, you know, that's...
yeah, not yet.
Nah,
It's
not,
a pretty box.
not till it gets to the end and I need a pillow, so...
Sounds like a plan.
I gotta admit though, if I walked past and I saw someone sitting at the front with their foot up like that, and they were just like checking people at the door, I'd be like, I'm going in there.
Yeah, man. Like,
that place looks cool.
man, people loved it. They were like, oh, man, this guy's like so cheery and he's like so injured. Yeah, I was like, no.
This is something I really wanted to talk about as well. So last week with Genga, right, we were talking about the whole idea where it's like, you know, if you go out to work in a hospitality venue, right, you kind of have to switch on. And when I say switch on, it's like you have to be that bubbly personality. You have to be friendly. You have to be nice. You have to make sure that the customers are having a good time, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But like, do you ever feel sometimes it's like, oh, I've had such a shit day. I just pranged my car or something's happened and like, I don't want to go to work, but okay, I have to go to work. All right, work time.
Yeah.
Let's all be bubbly and happy. Like, does it ever get like that to an extent?
Yeah, man, I think I'm probably the worst person to answer this question, only for the fact that I'm the most insane believer of choose your attitude. Like,
Come on, you might as well get it all out.
well, no, I can see
Come
you,
on, yeah, we're getting there.
It's gonna take too long.
for instance, right, like this, this isn't, I wasn't at the nightclub job, it was at F45. I woke up 3 o'clock. I have to wake up for 3:30. I have to wake up for F45 to get
3:30 in the morning.
In the morning, yeah, to go to work because you know, we start at 5. And I wake up, you have breakfast, you know, you get ready, blah blah blah. And at the moment, my car, I don't have a car space, so it's parked in like Wilson undercover parking, basically. I woke up, I went to my car, and my car had been broken into, and like
anything stolen or anything?
No, not this time, thankfully.
Okay, that's all
$10
right.
out of the glove box, maybe.
Yeah, fuck. But
Just
yeah,
wanted to break the window.
Pretty much. I just wanted to see what was going on. That being said, I did have a lot in my car. There's probably a couple of towels and stuff, and my parents were always like, "Don't leave shit in your car." Anyways, so
Lesson learned.
lesson learned, right? Yeah, dead set.
Let's be honest, you'll probably do it again.
Thankfully not. I was actually pretty scared this time that I was gonna have a broken window. But anyways, so I had a broken window, and I was like, still like, nah, fuck, I'm going to work. I'm going to work. You go there. I didn't tell anyone about my broken window except for maybe my boss. You know, all the clients that are there, it's not their problem. They don't need to know.
yeah.
And like, as far as they're concerned, it didn't happen.
That's it.
My day
yeah.
started perfectly. Everything went smoothly. Everything was amazing. It was so fucking cold driving on the freeway with no window. I shit you not. Like, and so one of the towels that didn't get stolen, I like put over the door so that like it would try and like keep some like, you know, some wind out, I guess. I don't know.
Worse.
It just like was flapping in the wind, and like it was freezing cold because this was winter. Like, what, this would have been like 6 months ago or whatever, like just after COVID, and it was just so freezing cold. But yeah, to answer your question, man, like choose your attitude. That's all I have to say. Like, come in, have a good attitude, be positive, man. It's insane how if you just, I know sometimes you can't control it, but if you just go in and you're just positive about your day, it can change your own attitude a little bit about it.
Yeah,
I think, and you're right, it reflects.
I think it's tough for some people though, especially those who have depression, anxiety.
Well, that's exactly it. Because then you can just wait.
Because you can't just put it on sometimes.
That's fair.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you also have to work. You know, you can't just be like, "Oh, I'm sad today, I can't go to work." You have to go to work.
That's exactly it. Because if you don't go to work, you don't make money, and then what do you do?
Yeah. I think everybody has a threshold of how much they can like put on, or how much they can
take.
Like fake it, maybe.
Yeah.
I get
What do you think about this idea of making it more mainstream to just have like, what are they calling them now? Like the days off work for just like mental health days off and shit like that?
That's a thing?
Yeah, it is. It's a thing.
I'm going to have so many mental health days off. Just like, no,
well,
I can't.
it's like a movement that's happening at the moment.
Really?
People want to actually demand full-time employees actually have like, you have 9 or 10 days a year where you have mental health days off.
Oh shit.
I think it's
spread
hard.
out throughout the year.
I think it's hard, and even with this could go for many things about, you know, the system, I guess, is like some people definitely deserve that, and it's really hard to figure out who are the people that are actually deserving and who's just taking advantage of it.
Yeah.
That's it. I mean,
which really sucks.
I would literally take advantage of that.
Yeah.
I mean, that would be a bad thing to do. But
you know what I think would improve it? 3-day weekends.
Oh yeah,
That's
would.
true.
Yeah.
There's also scientific evidence that well, I say scientific, but it's really like a study, or you know, they've done it at Microsoft and at Google and some other places.
Well, it's even like Sweden as
and
well.
They do 4-day work weeks, and it actually increases output.
Yeah,
and I'm pretty sure it's like
productivity.
with Sweden or Switzerland or something like that with their education system, where it's like, it might be France actually, but it's like they have like a 3-day school week or something like that, and so the rest of the time it's like the 3 days it's voluntary. You don't have to do it if you don't want to, right? And on top of that, homework is also optional. But it's like the idea, it's like, well, if you want to learn, you go there to learn. If you want to do homework, you go there to learn, kind of thing.
Right.
So it actually puts the thing in your head where it's like, well, I'm actually here to do something. I'm not going to sit on my phone.
Yeah,
And
different
it's-
strokes for different folks, and again,
That's
like,
it. Apparently
different
it's improved.
cultural norms and stuff like
Apparently
that.
that's one of the reasons why I think it is Sweden or Switzerland have got one of the best education systems in the world, because it's not the pressure of being like, you have to be at school at 9 a.m.
Yeah.
You have to stay there. You can't do this. You can't do that. Oh, there's a teacher's going to get a cane out and beat you up.
you get the cane? Did you get the?
No, I never got the cane.
Oh, mate, you're way too young for the cane.
That's it. Yeah.
What is going on?
Yeah, no, but you know how it is, like different cultures and stuff like that. But it's, you know, classic
There you go.
versus.
There's the education ratings for 2018 or 2019. The
Is
United
that-
States #1.
Is
UK,
that primary school or that's probably like high education?
That's just education in general.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's like primary school to middle school or something like that.
Oh,
Well, let's not get into that
Let's
because
not get into the
that's not
specifics of
that's
that.
the Thursday night podcasting. So
Don't let school define you, by the way. Like, be good at school, but don't let it define you.
yeah,
I had a teacher
This is
throw a
true.
table at me one time.
no shit.
Yeah.
What were you
Yeah.
doing?
I
You know
don't
how
know,
when we
just
used to
being
be in
a
like
fucking
year 10, year 9 and stuff and be like, we're never going to use this in our lifetime?
Yeah.
Guess what? I never used it in my lifetime.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely
I
things
never
that can be
used
updated.
Pythagoras theorem. I'm sorry, I've never used it. Like, why do I need to learn it?
But then it's like what we were talking about with Genga though as well. It's like, why don't they teach you tax in school?
yeah.
That's true.
I hate tax. Like, I hate the whole tax system.
That's true. They should. That
But
should
you
definitely
ha-
be part of it.
You have to
Yeah,
do it though.
absolutely,
It's
yeah.
part of life. Like if you don't do it, well, the tax man's coming for you. So
Lachlan's just put something in the chat, and I want to read it out as well. He says the worst thing is when you work every single weekend and then request a weekend off on your holiday. Request a weekend off on your holiday pay, and then the boss denying it because of business demand.
oof.
It happens, man. Sometimes.
Yeah. It makes sense though. If you try and get Christmas off, or that Boxing Day or something like that off, and it's gonna be flat out, well, you can't get it off. You're part of the team, right?
Yeah, that's pretty much how it is. Yeah, like,
That's your question.
I mean, that's,
If
yeah,
we're talking-
basically, yeah.
If we're talking about Boxing Day and like really big days like the Melbourne Cup and stuff like that,
Oh,
or
yeah.
Christmas time, New Year's, like of course you need to pull your weight. You're working at a venue or a hospitality. Or
Like,
whatever.
what do you say? Because I feel like
Yeah, like I think if you're more specific about your
This is the
situation, Lachlan, we could probably give you a bit more of an insight. But I think as long as it's not one of those busy days, Like a business should have enough staff to be able to cover you if you need a day off.
Yeah, but
As
it
long as
depends
it's
on
not
your
like
role,
Christmas
though.
or like New Year's, you know what I mean?
Well, like with you
Yeah,
being
it's
a
a hard
2IC, how often could you get days off? Barely ever, right?
A manager?
Yeah, as a-
2IC?
Yeah, 2IC, yeah, manager. Yeah, like, but
Yeah, no, look, I like there was days that you can have off. Like that's what you trust your 2IC for, is like when if you need a day off, you know, you trust that they can like run the venue for you or run the business for you or whatever you got to do. So
Yeah.
I think, you know, the massive thing about management is succession planning and training other people so that they can move into those roles as well to be able to help you out.
yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay.
That's some forward thinking. I didn't think about like you as a manager. Are you thinking about constantly having people? Oh,
Yeah, well, I mean, that's not even just for yourself having a day off. That's for them to be able to move up into positions that they may want
really
and
good.
upskilling.
Not a
Yeah.
lot of managers would even think about that. Like think about like how am I going to improve my workmates? You know, we want to get them into high roles. We want them to earn more. We want
Well,
them
I'd
to
say it
enjoy
depends
the
on
job.
the person, though. Like, because I mean, I can imagine some
Well, yeah, of
managers
course
would
it
be
depends
like,
on the person.
they're really interested.
But a lot
I'm
of
gonna
managers
help
will
them,
really
like-
just ignore that whole side of things. Like they're working as a glassy or whatever, and they'll just be a glassy forever, and there's no future. They're not thinking into the future.
Well,
if that
talking
makes
about
sense.
this as well, is it easy to pick up, like, for example, at some of the bars I've been playing at, right, I've actually kind of noticed where it's like, I feel like some of the staff literally just go to work and go home. They just don't want to be there. They just
Yeah.
want to make the money and then bugger off kind of thing. Does, like, for you as being a 2IC and when you were actually in that role, is it like a red flag? You can instantly pick that up and be like, yeah, they don't want to be here. They're not interested, but then they're still doing their job. But it's just like they're just not interested.
Hypothetically, of course.
Yeah, it's like with that, would you be able to go like, okay, well, if they're not interested, well then they're not going to move up, and then it's kind of like not give them as much attention, I guess you could say in a way.
Yeah, I mean, like a big believer of like if you don't want to be there, don't be there.
Yeah.
That's.
But then some people just go there because they have to make money. in a
Yeah,
way.
but if that's the thing. If they're happy to work, then 100%. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I think you're right. Like once you clock off and your shift is done,
Yeah,
like,
then
there
you-
should be no obligation to stay around.
Absolutely.
Obviously, you want to if you enjoy your fellow workers, but if you're doing your job properly, no one can really complain about you leaving.
That's
early.
it. Some
Yeah.
people just literally want to just go to work, make money, and then go home.
Yeah,
Like,
it's,
they have
it's
other.
freaking late when most
they have
people
other
leave. They want to go to
goals.
sleep. Yeah,
Yeah.
I can totally see that.
yeah, okay. then.
Sorry to
No.
completely shovel your question.
All right, bitch. I see how it is.
Ask dumb questions. Get
That's it. Oh, I see.
I just want
It's the
to follow
beers.
up Lachlan's messages because he's been messaging us again. He says, well, I work at the casino and we have to book off the likes of Melbourne Cup, Easter, etc. almost a year in advance, and
God.
even then it's
That would
not
make
guaranteed.
sense though. With the casino, I can imagine that would make sense because that's like a full-on corporation kind of thing.
Yeah.
And that'd be like with so many team members involved and so many staff
but
members
don't
involved
you
with that.
Well, yeah, true. And they might have like fucking hundreds of people wanting.
Well, I'm pretty sure it's like on the floor, just running like the casino, it'd probably be like 100, 200 people at all the machines.
I
Not
do
machines,
get it
but
though.
poker
He's saying
things and
though
stuff.
he has to ask almost a year in advance, and
Yeah.
then he only gets told a couple of weeks beforehand if he's allowed to take it off or not.
That's pretty bonkers.
So how are you supposed to plan your life around that?
Yeah.
Like just waiting for your boss to say if you can or can't have it off, even though you've asked for it a year in advance. Like,
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's bonkers.
Yeah,
that's
pretty
my
dumb, right?
response.
I disavow.
Don't work at the casino, all right?
That's a pretty shit house.
So there's one last thing I wanted to ask, right, before we start going on about your clothing brand, right? So with doing all this and like all the work you've put in hospitality, do you feel like you've kind of like missed out on a lot as well? And when I say that, it's like with me doing the DJing, you know, working Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's like my mates go out to Breakfast and they go out to these parties and they go out and have fun and do this, and I'm always going to the bar
To work.
to go to work.
Yeah.
And even though I make people dance and smile and have a good time, I'm still that guy in the corner that when it finishes, everyone leaves and I just go home by myself and do my own thing in a way. Do
Get
you
home by yourself?
yeah.
Fucking loser.
No.
No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
Come on, like,
I'm sorry, I started this.
people feel sorry for me, alright? Please. I come home with two cats.
I'm sorry. Okay.
Come on.
All right, this is my last episode apparently.
We're definitely getting you back on.
Yeah, look, I don't feel like I've missed out. I massive believer in don't regret what you've done, you know, and if you do, then fuck, you're probably gonna have an even shitter time in the future because
Yeah.
all you're gonna do is just base everything on your regrets. So
That's
no,
very
no,
true. Yeah, yeah.
no, dead set no. And man, we're so young, and I probably get to 40 and I'll still think I'm so young. Like
Dude, if I can still be partying at 40, I'll be happy.
right.
I will be
Man,
partying when I'm
like
40.
there's literally so much that life has to like, and without getting like real deep, okay, there is like so much that life has to offer. Realistically, like you could literally do anything you wanted right now, right? And like, isn't that like super fucking exciting?
Yeah,
you know,
that's
like
it. Yeah, like, you just have to realize that what you can do, and then do it.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So you feel like you've missed out, then stop feeling like you've missed out. Go and do it. Like just go and experience it. If you're enjoying what you're doing, man, sum it up. Yeah, sure. Yeah. That's it.
Well, that's what it can come down to, though, right?
Yeah,
Because like some
absolutely.
people just don't realize, and they let their life slip away, and then they just kind of go, "Oh shit, maybe I should have done something in my 20s."
Yeah.
But then it's like, unless you actually go like, "Hey, you know, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do this well, and I'm just going to keep grinding and pushing and see where it goes," well then, you know, you can see where it takes you.
Yeah, stop wishing about it, man. You feel like, oh shit, I should have done something in my 20s. Well, like you can't change that. Literally, nothing you do is going to change that. So go and do something in your 30s, your 40s, your 50s, whatever you're doing now. Like,
Just do it, yeah.
right, exactly.
What do you tell someone though, like, who can't just go and do that though?
Yeah,
I mean, there's going to be a reason behind it.
Like anxiety and depression and all the other things that could come into play.
That's the mental health side of things, but there's also the financial side of things. Not everyone can go and buy DJ decks. Practice.
Yeah,
but like
not everybody can make it like to the clubs every weekend.
No, but you
to
can
get
though.
the gig that they want.
But
you can't though.
No, but you can.
Some people work on weekends.
No, but,
you work on weekends.
Of course, yeah. But what I'm getting at though, right, is that when I first was 18, right, and I first started coming to Perth and stuff like that, I'm from Bustleton, I would literally just spend money on fuel money, right? Just go and crash at someone's place, sleep on the couch, cost nothing, right? And then I pay entry and I drink water all night, kind of thing. I'd have pre-drinks, right? But obviously it's too expensive to buy drinks in the club, right? This is preaching to the choir with all the problems that all the clubs have got right at the moment, right? But the thing is though, is like, you don't have to go out and spend $300 on a Friday night. You can go out on $20 and have a good time. If you're having a, like, if you go out with a good mindset, then you can go out and have a fun time.
This is true.
yeah.
Yeah, I know people that go to Origin, spend like, they save up $1,000 just to go to one event.
Whatever makes you think you're gonna have a good time.
Exactly.
Go for it.
But the thing is though, it's like when they save up that $1,000, right, and they go and blow it all in one night, then after and 2 weeks later, they're like, oh, I spent so much money, I shouldn't have done this and shouldn't have done that. I'm like, I just bought my ticket. That's all I did. Bought my ticket, went.
Water all night.
That's it. Got in the vibe.
Yeah,
So
look,
sick.
I see your point, and you're also right.
Yeah,
but not everybody can do that.
Exactly.
As well.
Yeah.
Lots
The
of people,
complications.
like myself, I'm not a very like extroverted person. I don't think. Like I'm an introverted extrovert, if that makes sense. I like to appear like I'm an extrovert. Really, I don't want to talk to anyone. But like it's not as like when you go to a nightclub situation, everyone's drunk, drugs. You know, they're on a different level, and it's kind of hard to fit in with that crowd for some people if you're not on their level too.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Like it's a situation where some people are just going to get the raw end of the stick, and maybe they're not cut out for the music industry.
But it's not even the music industry. It's just going out and having a dance or having a fun time to an extent. I mean, like, you don't have to be drunk to dance. But then some people go like, oh, I've got anxiety. I can't dance unless I'm drunk. And it's like, well, why don't you just think to yourself?
I'm not talking so much about punters. I'm talking more about people who want to get involved in the industry.
Oh, okay.
And we've literally for the last 10 podcasts been saying, if you want a gig or if you want to, get involved, go to the club.
Go to the club. Go hang out.
Yeah, go to the club, go network. Yeah,
go sit at the bar and just keep buying
drinks.
drinks.
The more I've like sat on it and thought about it, it's not that easy for some. There's the price, there's the mental, and the social side of things. And there's also the fact that some people just like work at IGA on the weekends and can't make it to clubs, but they might be really good DJs and really want to play. And what do those people do?
That's it. That's where you have to just weigh it up. Does life come in the way, or does your passion and what you want to do for a job get in the way, kind of thing? Complications with doing what you're doing. It's just how it happens. All right. Let's get on to the clothing brand.
Hell yeah.
So, can you so what are you wearing there? What's on your shirt?
Yeah.
Here we go. Can you pull this up, Mitch? We pull this one up.
Which one would you prefer, the Instagram first?
Whatever you want to do.
Let's start the Instagram.
Some years ago, I started a clothing brand. This all originated because back when long sleeves were like a really big thing.
Like the rinsing kind of culture.
Yeah, and the rinsing culture and the bucket hats and stuff like that. It was like, it was massive. And we really didn't have any like long sleeves or anything in here yet. In Perth, sorry. And the ones that were like online, and they were like, it was like Wanderer and stuff like that, and they were like fucking like $160 for a long sleeve. So if you wanted one, you had to like pay $160, which was crazy.
So expensive.
So we created these like long sleeves, and they were like $60, and people went nuts for them. And
Are they on here?
It was sick, mate. It was like years ago.
Oh, okay.
No,
So this is all new drop stuff.
Yeah. And we've like sort of evolved, I guess, because
This
streetwear.
word art stuff.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's pretty cool on the top left.
Yeah, I mean, so because like
Paperclip man.
yeah. So I just started having a little bit of fun with it, I guess, because it sort of just does its own thing now.
Yeah.
And I didn't really want to be competing with like really big Perth brands. You guys know the ones.
Do we? I definitely don't. I know Banks, and that's it. Because my best friend wears Banks everything.
Yeah. Stuff like that. Who, funny enough, started like the exact same time, pretty much as me, and is clearly way bigger. But yeah, so I decided to like branch out into something different, and I guess we focus a little bit more on like more skate now sort of thing. Because we found that kind of picked up.
Make Molly great again.
That's
the
pretty
only
cool.
one sold out.
Yeah. So we focus a bit more on skate and like branching out into a little bit more fun rather than being so serious, because I realized that's clearly not me. I'm not serious. So yeah, and like it's been doing like good, as I was saying before, like
It's a good side hustle, is it?
Yeah, that's it.
How much of your time does it take?
Yeah, like how many hours a week kind of thing.
So before it was taking up like a fair amount of time, and now I've managed to like find ways between like pushing, like delegating things to other people, and let's say like maybe even outsourcing and stuff like that. A lot
It's
of
not a
things.
Really?
man band anymore.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So
and
like you
it's-
actually started this all by yourself though, right at the beginning.
Yeah, well, actually, I started it with a mate. Oh no, sorry, I started by myself, and then a mate jumped on board, and then that kind of just fell off when it kind of collapsed. So it only lasted like 2 years. It kind of collapsed, and then
That's still so impressive though, to be able to go like, I'm going to create a clothing brand. I'm going to
Especially
do
in
it
this
by
climate.
myself, and then like the other guy's like, yeah, I'll come along.
yeah. Well, it's,
Like to get into that mentality to be able to like, nah, I'm gonna do this. This is how it's gonna be. That's so freaking cool.
No, thank you.
Yeah, well, because you see your website, you're like, hey, I did that. That's mine. I'm sending
we've
shit
all
over
had
here.
those dreams like, I could easily make like a fashion label.
Yeah.
You've got American Apparel. You put your own fucking like printed shit on top. Right? We've all had those thoughts, but to actually
course.
go through with it.
Yeah, and
That's
actually
the thing, like
make
do
it
it,
happen.
man.
Yeah.
Like this is what I said before. If you think of something and you're like, man, I would fucking love to do that, just do it.
Yeah.
Like just go commit to it. Yeah,
I think
I'm sorry, man.
Yeah, that's so good
It's
though.
just-
That's
you-
the right mentality
you
to have
really
about
have
it.
to
though.
go and commit to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then, like with it, how it started, like where did the name come from? Like Found Molly. Like it's when I heard that, I was like, he knows what he's doing. That's a right.
Yeah.
That's a good market to tap into.
just a
Festival
buddy, by the way,
kids.
Ryan Nickolson's like, wow, what about me? I helped.
Shout out to Ryan. So, what did Ryan do then?
Emotional support.
Yeah,
emotional support. Yeah. Nah, he when I started back up the second time, he trusted in me and put some cash behind it and stuff like that. So it was
So, how did it kind of collapse? If you're
the first time.
Yeah, the first time.
Yeah. So we were obviously onto a good thing with the long sleeves, and they went like off, and then we created this like a second lot of long sleeves. Again, they were just like black and white, couple of prints, good quality. And then it came into summer, and I was like, sick. All we have to do is just put our name on some shit, smash it out, and people will follow, right?
So easy.
Yeah.
It sounds
And
so easy.
You're like, man, this is sick. And I was stuck with like thousands of dollars worth of stock.
Yeah.
Really?
Just fucking sitting there doing nothing.
Shit.
Nobody wanted it. It wasn't a thing anymore. There was no reason behind it. There was no reason to buy it. There was like nothing.
But what type was it? Just like bucket hats and stuff like that?
No,
again?
it was just like t-shirts and singlets.
Really? And
That was
no one wanted to buy singlets or t-shirts.
Nobody
or
wanted
anything?
it. Nah, because it was nothing. Like we were a fucking nobody brand.
No shit.
Like
yeah.
it was a local nobody brand that we didn't market out to other places like what we do now. It flopped. Like we just. Yeah.
And so then, how did you kind of just go like, okay, well, it flopped a while ago. Let's pick it back up again, kind of thing. Like,
Yeah, I guess it's with anything. You realize your mistakes and you kind of just go from there. So I was like,
Getting
all right,
better this time now, right?
oh, so much better. Like,
And what did you change? What was
So-
the major difference?
we put like, we made it something. Like we didn't just put a name on a couple of t-shirts and then like smash them out.
yeah,
You know, we like upped our marketing. We like figured out who was buying it, when they were buying it, when we should put like posts out and stuff like that. We designed some things that were fun, and I think the biggest thing was I designed things that I would wear. I was like, what? Like, I don't even want to wear the shit that I made when it flopped, right? Like, it
Want to point this one out?
was good.
yeah, it's not
I
bad.
make things that I want to wear.
Don't forget, everyone. We've got 2 days before we find out if the world's going to end or not. So that's very relevant.
Hey, things have changed now. Okay,
Hey guys, if you want to make Molly great again, hat, you know where to go now.
It's been 2 years. Okay, I'm not necessarily making things I would wear now.
But that, I can imagine that would have sold out just so quickly, though.
It
right?
did,
sold
yeah,
out, yeah.
So, like,
it did.
Does it ever
Yeah.
get to that point where it's like you just upload something and then straight away it's out the door, kind of?
I mean, definitely that hat that did, and then we had
Long sleeves.
what was it? There was like a t-shirt and a like a jacket or something like that. That went like crazy.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
like that. I'm like, oh shit. Okay, like,
So-
damn.
so do you
Unexpected.
do you
I
still
also
have
like
the old
this one
stock
here.
as well?
It's cool, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was like one of my like most favorite pieces. That like I was like, man, this is damn.
So first thing as well. So do you still have all that stock as well? Like, or did you manage to get rid of it, or is it just sitting in a garage somewhere?
So I have like outsourced, like I've given like some of it away, and like some of it I just gave to like salvos and stuff like that.
That's still quite nice of you though to do. Like,
Well, I mean, like, yeah, it's just, you know, it was just kind of sitting there. There's no point. I can't wear it. Like, so yeah, but that's like what stock that's like 6 years old. So
yeah.
not cool.
It's not
still cool.
It's not cool
in
anymore,
trend.
man. Like, yeah.
You can't say that about your own shit.
No, like, I can't. Like,
It's
man,
cool, buy
I'm
it all,
so
guys.
honest. Like, I'm like 100% honest about like all of it. Like, I think I'm more than happy to give honest advice to like anybody. And it's like, how
That's
it
a
is,
really
man.
good trait to
It's-
have though. Like, because so many people get wrapped up in their own bullshit and it's like, nah, like, don't even worry about it. Like,
man, I
I'm
wish
still the top. And it's
I
like,
wish I was that fucking good and thought that highly of myself.
But still, like, to get to that point where you're just like, no, like, I did this wrong. I know I did this wrong. If I do this and I do this, then it's going to be better and it's going to work out better. And it's
Yeah.
like, it's just learning from your mistakes, right?
Yeah.
And it's like actually like getting on top of it to an extent.
Well, that's how I feel like I got to this point now in my life and in my businesses. Like I learned from my mistakes and I was like, all right, cool. Like I fucked up. Like just learn from it. Like,
But it's all just like learning experience to an extent. And the thing is,
Yeah.
like, all the skills you've learned from doing this, then if you were to go to an employer and be like, well, I've got my own clothing brand, like, I know how to do all of this, invoicing, tax, like, inventory counts, the whole lot.
Yeah.
I'd be like, yeah, you're hired.
That's-
You know what you're doing.
It says a lot about character, I think,
Yeah.
and it obviously says stuff about skills, but like to have your fingers dipped into so many things at one time, it shows that you've got the skill to do that.
That's it.
Thank you.
Fingers on all the buttons. At
Did
one
you
time.
ever study
cheers.
or anything to be able to get to it?
no.
Really?
No, I have a really hard time like sitting down and like studying and focusing on that sort of
I'm the
thing.
exact
So
same.
You're more of
as
a
well,
doer
so-
than a
yeah.
Yeah.
Real trial and error, which it's good in some points, but then it's definitely a fault in other points. So
It's still good though, because it's like if you realize that you're more of like a hands-on person, and instead of kept, you know, for me, my parents have just tried and tried and tried. It's like, no, go back to uni, go back to TAFE, do this, do that.
Music isn't a real job.
Yeah, that's it, right? But like, in all complete honesty, right? I've done 3 years of business degree, couldn't get couldn't get out of first year, right? Just kept doing exams and kept flunking the exams, right? And then I ended up doing 2.5 years of electrical engineering diploma, right?
Yeah.
Got almost through that, 6 months left, couldn't do the coding, right? Everything else is so easy, hands-on, wiring, doing everything. Just couldn't do the coding. And then I re-enrolled to do bloody online advertising graphic design at Curtin University. Got 6 months through, I'm like, this is bullshit.
Damn,
Like,
bro.
no, I'm DJing. That's what I'm doing. Hands down, DJing.
That's my shit. Yeah.
But like, that's what I mean. Like, for me, I had that pressure to go back and do that. And then I realized, like, I can't do this. I can't do exams.
Fine, no limitations, for
That's
sure.
it.
Yeah.
But like, did you ever do anything similar to that to get to the point where like, nah, like, I just
A lot
can't
of people
do
who do
tests.
some of the podcasts have similar sort of story. Like they went and tried this, but it wasn't really the right thing, and they found themselves doing throwing parties or event managing.
Oh shit! I saw that.
That's just life, I guess.
They
Yeah.
didn't. Everyone on the podcast. Is like,
Just quickly, just a
on?
little informant. All right. Mitch almost spilt wine on his laptop again. Almost.
Thanks.
Well,
What were we even talking about? Like,
just refill your glass.
Try new shit.
Yeah.
trying new shit. Oh yeah. I was gonna say like school, maybe not so much high school and primary school, but definitely university. It's set up that like you better if you're like good at remembering shit because that's exams, right?
Yeah.
It goes in one ear, it comes out the other. Like you don't remember fucking half the shit you know in your fucking exam. Like who does?
Yeah.
So here's a prime example. Year 12. The only TE subject that I did was drama.
Drama.
Really?
Is that a TE
It
subject?
was a TE subject.
No
yes.
shit.
Yeah. And I got an E.
Excellence.
shit.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
for excellence, yeah.
excellence. Exactly.
Yeah.
Because yeah, like all the acting side of it, I fucking aced. And then it came down to theory, which was pretty much like 70% of it.
Yeah.
And I just absolutely shat the bed.
That's the thing with art. It's about breaking the rules. It's not about.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's-
you learn
yeah.
the rules because you want to know the rules, but you also want to break the rules because that's art and music. Like, you want to be different. You don't want to be the same.
Yeah.
Theory in music, like you need to learn it, but you don't need to necessarily stick by it. So I don't necessarily know why they foul and pass you for based on theories.
Yeah.
All right. Let's.
I know.
We've got.
A bit of a damper on that conversation, you know.
No,
Fuck
no, it's
university, arts degrees.
Yeah, that's it. Well, all right. To raise the mood, look, I bought you guys some family.
I just forgot to mention as well. So we got.
there you go.
We're an hour and 26.
You guys can fight over that. Some of that shit.
Oh
There's some,
shit!
There's some
Oh,
shits in
no
there.
way.
Okay, Alex, you gotta show this.
I
off
get
now.
dibs. I get dibs.
Show it
Couple
off
of-
on the.
couple of teas and
Here
stuff
we
like that.
go.
So,
Here we
yeah.
go. We got presents.
What have we got in our goodie bag?
Stickers.
Yeah,
Stickers. Fucking stickers.
Hold them up to the camera. Alex.
Actually, yeah, they were designed as well. So I got there was a mate of mine.
They're not bad.
Yeah,
They're pretty cool.
Darkly Illustrations. He designed that one up. And
Honestly, I
fucking
thought I was
oh yeah,
just
some
going
face masks. Yeah,
thought it
I was like,
was
man, this is like neat. Oh yeah, underwear. Yeah, for
I
sure.
legit thought
Yeah,
this was underwear.
some
I'm like,
undies.
what? Wait, have you actually
bought-
brought undies as well?
Bought your boys some undies.
Dude, I didn't even know if my balls would fit in that.
That's pretty cool though. Look at
There's
that.
one each, one ball each.
Hold it up to the camera. There we go.
Yeah,
Found Molly.
that's
See,
sick.
here's the thing: if we had hit a pandemic, we'd all be wearing those bad boys.
Yeah, 100%.
But I couldn't really
Unfortunately,
get
we're
it.
in WA.
I
Fucking
know.
wearing them.
Nobody. I couldn't sell any of them here.
Fucking
that's
sick.
Didn't sell any in WA.
Black
So
tees, that's so good. Just like plain black, that's not bad with a little logo up there, Molly. Yeah.
Molly, sick.
So,
I
whilst
actually
I
want
go-
one of those.
No.
What
There's
size? What
there's
size
actually
do you
there's
got?
actually two of those. So
Damn it, I get
there's one
both.
for each of you. So that
Damn
one.
it. So we didn't get to go into the name. Where did the name actually come from?
Oh yeah.
Also, you gotta explain your cup.
yeah, and explain the cup. So as well, I just quickly noticed that we're an hour and 27 minutes in. We're going 15 minutes over because we haven't talked much about the brand. The
Oh,
clothing.
shit.
Yeah, let's just get through it.
Yeah.
That's cool. So the name came from because well, I mean, without going
beanie.
without
Oh my
going too much
God.
into it, I guess it's Molly, which is another word for
That's sick.
your drugs, I guess. Your ecstasy. Anyways, the first long sleeve that we made had like the MDMA chemical structure on the back of it.
All right.
And it was fucking sick. That
would have sold, right?
That was the first one that went like nuts.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
would
And yeah, so that's kind of where it just like stemmed from, and then we just
That's sick with a cat on
I just
the
kept with
back.
it. So
That's so good. So really, you just rolled with it in a
just
way.
rolled with it. I was like, fuck
Is
it.
that your cat?
That one actually is, yeah. Yeah, that's not my cat that I have now, not my son. My very first cat.
Right.
Yeah.
Really? Okay. That's pretty cool though. It's pixelated and like on the camera, it actually, you know.
That's the idea. If it's like
normal on the
far away,
camera.
it just looks normal. But
Yeah.
then when it's like close up, it's like pixelated. Anyway,
Yeah,
so
this
that
is-
was one of the first drops from the relaunch basically. So it was like doing some like things that that were kind of interesting rather than just being fucking boring and just putting my logo on things. And then now, the Molly one was from that was from the second or third drop that came afterwards. And we were able to just start putting the name back on it and actually it's selling. So
That's so cool
Yeah.
though. And so like it's just been up and up and up from here now.
yeah, it's been going well.
And like you were saying before the podcast, you've been able to sell stuff to like Spain and stuff.
Yeah.
Like
so
that's pretty far out.
yeah, it's
Like,
crazy, man. We trialed like putting out
Oh,
adverts to
long
like
sleeve as
like
well.
the
Jade's
UK,
a little bit annoyed that it isn't about your cat. She thinks she's been lied to.
about my.
She thinks it's all about your cat.
Yeah, no. So when I was trying to figure out a name, so because me and like a girlfriend from long ago were trying to think of it, like we're gonna do a clothing brand. Long story. Anyways, I was trying to think of a name to like change it up to, and I had a dream that I found my cat, and my cat's name was Molly. Back when I was like younger, ran away, might have got eaten by a fox. I'm not sure. This was like a country town. Anyways,
So it's not even about drugs. I feel like I've been lied to.
What a twist.
yeah, and I had a dream that I found my cat, and I was like, "Oh shit, found Molly!" And then it kind of just like it tied into the whole drug scene.
Yeah.
So it was like a win-win, really. It just
Yeah,
it kind of
it's
Like
worked.
a silver lining meme.
Yeah.
That's still-
I was like, man, this kind of both of these things work. Like, yeah.
That's it. Like as I said, to be able to have the molecule structure on the back of a shirt, kids would have seen that and be like, yes.
Yes, I know exactly what that is.
And that's-
It's like,
yeah,
I'm
exactly,
taking that
yeah,
to a festival. I'm gonna be the only one wearing it.
I know that. That's Molly.
That's it. That's what I'm on right now.
Have you ever thought about doing like a Where's Waldo cross?
There was so many of those that
Yeah.
went around. There was like the Where's Molly or something, and it was like a capsule wearing Where's Wally stuff. So we just tried to stay away from that. And in fact, I really
probably
tried
a
to
good
stay
idea,
away
to
from
be
the drug
honest.
stuff altogether
Yeah,
because
Really?
it was really hard to. I was like tiptoeing this fine line between like the name says it all, but not wanting it to be
All
obvious
about-
about it because
yeah.
like I don't really believe in that. So
Yeah.
it's actually really hard. So yeah, still, I'm still walking that line now, to be honest.
Yeah, it was an
Yeah.
interesting name choice, but
Yeah.
I think that's part of the fun, right?
Yeah,
Because
Yeah.
you're obviously going to get, I reckon 90% of people who buy this stuff are going to be like, it's definitely drug earlier stuff.
Yeah.
But it's like the coolness about it is knowing that it's not about drugs.
yeah, okay, yeah.
That's like the niche.
Yeah.
You know, it's drugs, but it's not drugs. It's about a cat.
About a cat.
I've been lied to.
Do you feel like, to an extent, like if you were to make it more about the drugs, like it could increase your sales to an extent?
Yeah, I've definitely thought about that a couple of times.
But then it's like it's like selling your soul to the devil. To
Pretty
an
much,
extent.
I'm really selling out, and I would have to disassociate myself from the brand if I was to do that.
Yeah.
100%. I would have to disconnect from the brand and really.
Yeah, I don't
But
think
it's-
there's
Check
point
myself
doing
with
it.
Exactly.
Like, wear it on your sleeve, right? You want to wear your own shit, right?
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's exactly it. You don't want to sell your soul. You want to be able to
Yeah.
make so like, you know, I love wearing this. I love making this. This is my own
And
thing.
especially in an industry right now, streetwear, which is very highly saturated.
Yeah.
Of course, absolutely. Yeah.
You don't want to, like, everyone's doing the drug shit. That's just commonplace. You want to, make your own. I'm gonna stop talking.
This guy.
Do it.
Just drink your
It's not
Moscato.
coming out of my mouth. It's all this wine. You feel like 3 different wines.
Yeah,
different
boy.
wines.
That's how it goes on that cool bar.
So, with your designing and stuff like that, so like, do you pay models to be able to take, like, or do you get your friends just to like wear the clothes and you just take photos of them in, like, in certain locations and stuff, or like, how does it work in a way?
Yeah.
Like, do you
so
do green screen or anything? or
No,
white
so
screen?
no green. Well, we our very first drop that we ever did that was like white screen, grey screened, and that was like a friend that was doing a like photography class, and she needed like help on her portfolio, so she actually reached out to
Okay.
me. So it was a
Okay.
win-win there. And then a lot of the stuff that we do, I guess we've like. It's been a lot like that. You've like networked and friends help friends, and I think it's a good way to go as long as nobody feels like they're being
cheated.
or cheated or
Yeah.
stuff like that. So
Yeah, that's right then.
yeah.
Like, because I wrote in my notes, like, have you ever had to do something where it's like, you know, like with hiring models, sorry. Have you hired models and actually had to pay them to an extent as well? Or has it just been through like luck of the draw with photo shoots and mates and also like what you're saying before? Have you ever had to pay anyone?
No, it's all been like people have like reached out.
That's pretty good.
I've used myself.
Nowadays
and
it's
stuff
cool
like that,
not to have like hot models.
Yeah.
Just want every average people.
I mean, it doesn't make sense. I mean, like, I'm obviously happy to pay for someone if they bring something that I'm like, oh my god, this is my brand. You're my brand. Yeah, absolutely. But I feel like I haven't really needed that so far.
That's really good though, because I always kind of thought it's like one of the necessary steps. It's like you have to get an influencer involved to be able to. They'll take a photo wearing your clothes, and then there you go. You have like 10,000 followers, kind of thing.
It's definitely a good way to do it. I mean, with like with the SUP brand, that's I've had to like reach out to people that are in that industry to be able to like, hey, I'll send you some stuff, and you can just take a photo, and that'd be sick. Like,
have some freebies in return for that kind of thing.
Yeah, absolutely. So
that kind of ruins it in a way, because I was going to lead into I found out the other day what thought means. I had no idea.
What? How are we leading into this?
Yeah, how are we leading into this?
Because Instagram influencers and thoughts, all right?
Oh, that's the connection.
Yeah. Do you guys know what thought stands for?
I don't.
Those hoes owe taxes.
What the fuck is that?
I had no idea.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go. They owe taxes.
I'm definitely not a thought.
It sounds like a Trump issue.
Because you pay your taxes, I'm pretty sure.
Did you say this is a Trump issue?
Yeah. Because they don't pay taxes.
Yeah,
it would be something they don't pay taxes. A lot of time thinking about.
Absolutely, yeah.
I mean, they wrought the system, so it's how it works, right?
Look, man, I don't want to be swaying the election here, so we'll keep on.
Right. I'll just cross that off my.
We can't have the election. Yeah.
So, how did you create an online store as well? Like, did you just kind of go like YouTube, how to create online store 101? I mean, I have to admit, shout out to Gengarai. He told us that the way he got into DJing, he actually bought How to DJ for Dummies 101.
Damn. Yeah, right.
Look at him now, though. Like,
killing it. Yeah.
Like, from one book. Like, well,
He's
two
just
books.
a dummy DJing.
Yeah.
Fulfill the book.
What?
No, he's up there.
The lovable dummy.
He's up there. He's right up there.
I'm sorry, Gengar. We love you.
Absolutely good bloke.
100%
Absolutely good
love
bloke.
Yeah,
That's crazy
he's
though.
a legend,
Wow.
though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Damn.
When he told me that, I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. You?
Dude, we've had a lot of people say surprising things. Like when we found out that Ben Renner
doesn't analyze his music.
Doesn't record box his music. He just plays MP3s.
Yeah, just thumb drive in, away you go. Doesn't
matching by ear.
No cues, no organization, just bam, away you go.
What a psycho.
Yeah, but he fucking pulls it out of the bag.
I've put so many hours queuing things up so I can go, yep, this is where it goes, and that's where I can go from here and do this and do that. He's literally just like, all right, bam, speed it up to this part, and then, all right, put it there, speed it up to this part, and then fucking go in.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's pretty full on.
Yeah, no kidding.
And he's playing things like, Ice Cream Factory and shit.
Yeah.
So, big ups to Ben.
Yeah, no kidding.
But so then with you, like, did you study or like...
Well, we just went.
Oh no, sorry, not study. Like, shit, I lost my.
Here we are again.
Shit.
Oh man,
yeah, I meant with the.
I'm gonna put this somewhere over here. I reckon. Fucking.
And I gotta ask this, like, did you design this as well? Like,
yeah.
So how do you design all this stuff?
So pretty much like most of it is all just you hit up Illustrator or you just
I'm
just draw some shit.
So like you actually just like do like a basic drawing of. Just like a face mask, and then just put the brand on there, and then away you go, kind of.
Pretty much.
And then just send it off and get it imported, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what most streetwear brands are doing.
Damn, made in England as well. I expected this to say made in,
it's gotta be high quality then.
Yeah, mate, come on, we don't.
Well,
we're not outsourcing to these. Yeah, it's cheap quality.
I mean, I've met a few people that actually do own clothing brands, and it's all from China. It's all off Alibaba, but this England.
That's fair. That's fair.
Quality.
Thank you.
Very good quality. But like, when you did your online store, like, did it take you 6 months? Did it take you a year? Like,
no, man. Like, I just I've like dealt with like a couple of different like stores and stuff like that, like Square, Big Cartel, Shopify, stuff like that. And I guess you just kind of like play around with it, and you watch tutorials and things like that, and just like kind of get that
How many hours
Yeah.
do you put into it overall to be able to get to where you are now?
Man, hundreds, easily hundreds of hours. Yeah.
But it's worth it though, because now you've got all that knowledge.
Absolutely. Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
you have to do the legwork if you want to get there. So
That's it.
Jade's also said in the chat, Ben Renner is a vibe. We get that a lot whenever we talk about Ben Renner. Ben Renner.
He is
And
a bit of a vibe.
Jade thought something was outrageous.
Outrageous,
I can't
Jade.
remember what that was. And Ryan is he's found Molly top model.
Just quickly, Jade, what was outrageous?
Yeah, Jade, tell us what was
Yeah,
outrageous.
Jade. Yeah, Jade.
In the meantime,
In the meantime, so packing and selling as well. Like, how does that go about? Like, would you just receive an order and then on the same day you try and pack it and actually get it out there, or like?
Yeah, absolutely. So that's like obviously the way we used to do it was just like it would be from my. That's how we started. You just do it from my house, and order comes in, you pack it, all that sort of stuff yourself, and then.
Did you have like custom bag? Like, because as you brought this over, like,
Yeah.
would the clothes like come in something like that in a post bag kind of thing, or
Yeah,
wrapped up in something?
Yeah. So we just like custom post bags, and then you just send it out through like Australia Post or whatever you need to do to get it out overseas.
Yeah. Do they usually pay for the postage as well, or do you pay for the postage?
We used to do it that way. You'd pay for postage, but now it's all like free postage sort of thing because I have like a warehouse where it all comes out of. So
thing.
Oh really?
Yeah.
So you've actually got a warehouse now.
Yeah. So I don't handle anything of it like myself. It all comes from like somewhere else.
Okay. Yeah.
If you buy from America, it comes from America. If you buy from UK,
You're
it comes from
essentially the
UK.
designer.
Exactly. Yeah.
Shit,
Just, like,
okay,
handle
that's
it all.
pretty cool. I always thought it's like no matter what, it has to go to where the location of the actual, the owner is, and then it goes out from there.
No.
Instead
Like,
of
not if
actually
you-
having
yeah.
a base in America or a base in England kind of thing.
Yeah.
That's so cool. So technically, if you were to go to America, you can't technically crash on someone's couch.
Well, that's the
right?
idea, to be able to work from like wherever you are with just taking your laptop. That's a dream.
Yeah, that is the dream. That is
Yeah.
100% the dream. And like, what does that mean?
I need to pee. I'm back.
Okay.
well, actually, this is probably a good time to end it. We are like 10 minutes over.
Oh, well, I
So
mean-
do you want to just wait for a couple more minutes? We'll do plugs and stuff like that.
Sick.
Yeah. All right. Well, NRG, quickly, we'll go into that.
Oh yeah.
So, what is this that you brought along?
Now it just feels staged. Nah, so I guess my next like project was creating a sub brand with my team. So this is Verve City. Oh, can't really see it there. There we go. So yeah.
So
Where's
it's
this
called.
stuff sold? Sold. Where
Where's
can
it
you buy
sold?
this stuff?
So I just started literally like, well, I mean, it's been in the process for like 3 months now. But it's basically just all warehouse sold until we get it into some shops. So
And so, you're going to try and get into like supplement shops kind of thing? And
yeah,
blah,
well,
blah,
because like moving from like hospitality into fitness, I think that was the next step. So
we still got like there's still so much content to go through.
Well, we can always get you
get
back
part
on.
2.
Okay, all right. Well,
We said we were going to get you back on with Matt, right?
Yeah, that'd be cool.
that's
Yeah.
like next year sometime. Okay,
It's
well,
not that long. It's a couple of months.
yeah, all right, Mitch.
We're in November now. Just letting you know.
We've got so many people want to come on this goddamn thing. It's
That's a good
ridiculous.
thing.
It's a good thing, but we're going to try and schedule people in. We're doing 2 episodes this week.
Hit us up if you want to come
Technically
on the podcast.
3. Yeah.
We might say no.
Yeah, he might say no. I might say yes, and then try and book you in. He's the no's. I'm the yes.
Alex will say yes and book you in, and then he'll tell me, and I'll be like, "What the?"
Yeah,
why?
like wait, we've been good
Why
guest
have you
on that day. Right. What are you doing? Stop talking.
Yeah,
So-
I told him only to book 2 or 3 people at a time. There was a period where he was booking like 8 or 9 people in a row.
People were just hitting me up, being like, "Can I come on?" I'm like, yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, sure. I'll try and
Kind of hard to
squeeze you
say
in.
no to people,
That's it.
but
It's good that we're just, we're reaching out though. That's what matters. But enough about us. Don't worry about us because we're shit, right? So with that, like, how did you make the compound? Like you were telling me before, you got like a whole team, like a group of mates that just, will put this chemical with this and this and this, and then away you go, kind of thing. Like,
yeah.
how much input do you have in this kind of?
I mean, I guess like my thought was like, this is what I want to do. How do I do it? And then just teaming up with the right people to make it happen, I guess. So, yeah, I mean, we just, I got some people that know how to
make
like to figure
supplement
out what is
powder.
inside of it. Yeah. And then the branding and stuff like that sort of just comes from me.
Is it a
and
similar sort of situation to the clothing where you outsourced? So the supplements have been created by a different company and you're putting your logo on it, or have you actually had some input into the formula itself?
we've had a little bit of input into
Yeah.
the formula. Yeah, like it is.
So you've let them
roughly
know
the same,
essentially what you
but-
want it to do and like what you target or
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Look at me, man. I don't do supplements.
Yeah, I don't have the like the warehouse that
Yeah.
contains all the product that goes
And
into
it would be
but yeah,
it would be hard to expect you to do that,
yeah.
Yeah, 100.
like, especially when you're starting off.
Who the hell's gonna have just like a chemical lab in their backyard to make supplements?
So I think here's the key thing. And we can like go through this really quickly. Sell your product to us. Why do we want to buy it?
Yeah, like what makes it different from the others? To an
Why
extent.
should we buy your supplements over someone else?
I mean, I noticed it's watermelon
That's
flavored.
fair.
That's
Yeah, man. If you like watermelon,
that's a big.
No,
up.
I mean like we
your salesman hat on.
I guess yeah. Look, I mean, I guess like I've been at the gym and in the fitness and stuff like that for like a long time now, and in terms of supplements, I know what I'm looking for personally, and when it comes to like your protein, your BCAAs, your creatine, and your pre-workout, all the things that I look for. Like pre-workout, for instance, you don't want to crash. You want a nice high. You want to be able to maintain that level of like pump or
Sounds
energy,
like
that sort of
sell me
stuff.
some Molly.
Hey, there we go. Yeah, mate, I'm all about those uppers. Yeah, so that's, I mean, you find those things that are wrong with it and you try and work those out, and you find things that are right and you try and you put them in. So that's pretty much what we have. That's what
So
we
it's
have.
just
It's
trial
a
and error
small-
to an extent.
Exactly, yeah.
But then, did you ever get to the point where it's like, wait a minute, maybe we shouldn't have put that in there. That's making me feel jittery and like this. Like maybe we'll take that out and add this in. Like
Yeah, man. I mean,
Right.
like, definitely, we've had some ones that like tasted pretty fucking bad beforehand. So now they've,
So
we've
it's
worked
gone
it
through
out.
some trial and error.
Oh, of course, yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. Yeah.
And then so with
Yeah.
other supplement
It's-
brands as well, like when you said like you've had some that tasted horrible, but then you went back and changed the recipe.
Yeah.
Are there actual heaps of supplement because it's a massive market supplement?
Of course, yeah.
But then with that, it's like, are there ones that just taste like shit?
Oh,
though?
absolutely, yeah.
and stuff like that.
Yeah, definitely. But I'm sure they all go through the same process of trial and error. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, hopefully that does work out for you because it seems like a market you can definitely tap into and like
Yeah,
just
I
make
just-
it work.
That's
I mean,
it.
You've got
I
your
mean-
fingers in everything now.
That's-
Well, that's it.
Yeah, that's
Clothing
it, yeah.
brand, you've got supplements, you're doing PT.
Oh no, man!
Yeah, well,
too
that's,
many things.
I
too many
wanted to get
things.
into that as well. So, like, now that you're out of hospitality and you're moving into F45,
Yeah.
just quickly as well, so you might have to be you might book DJs for the F45. Have you done that yet? Or anything like that? Because I did my first one on Saturday.
All right,
and
here's-
holy
here's
shit.
the plug. God damn. Yeah, I mean, like that's definitely a thing. Sure. Where'd you do it?
Pardon, sorry?
Whereabouts?
Osborne Park.
Oh yeah, cool.
And so in doing something like that, I was a bit like, what do I even do? Like, this tiny little room. It's like an old refurnished Play Civic Video, right?
Yeah.
And then, like, I'm just next to these bloody exercise bikes and people doing push-ups and squats next to me. I'm like,
Yeah, but
What do I play?
Were they jamming?
yeah, they all love the music.
There we go.
But I'm
Done.
just sitting there like, I think this is going to work. I hope this works. Like, are
I
you...
guess you've just got to think from the mindset of what do you want to hear at the gym?
Yeah. I guess, yeah. Armand Van Helden,
There you go, man.
my.
That's your-
Call
Hell
on me
yeah.
on repeat. But I got to ask though.
I
So,
want a little bit of Crazy Frog.
I'd jam for that.
I've actually
Hard
just I've watched a good friend of mine do the coolest mashup on the fly the other day. Axel F, right, the original, Sweet Dreams, and then there's also like a new top 40 song, like top 10 or whatever it is that's just come out. I don't know its name. But those three just work so well doing the but yeah, that's it, yeah. But with F45 though, like it's high intensity, isn't it? It's like,
Yeah.
is it open normally just for normal gym hours? Like, what is F45? Because you've got
Oh,
like
man, we're gonna give you a
PLC
day.
and like,
Alex, gym. You exercise at the gym.
Yeah, we're gonna be here for so long. Damn, man, it's high intensity interval training, which is obviously made to like bring your heart rate up and bust out a whole bunch of calories while you're working. A lot of people go to the gym and you might not know what you're doing, or you know what you're doing, but you might not have that motivation to do as much as you possibly could.
Yeah.
F45 is just like you go 45 minutes, you work out, you know, the trainers are there to back you up, show you what to do, show you how to do it correctly, you know, and we're there for like your, you know, mental health and physical health. And making sure that you're like eating correctly and stuff like that as well. You know, you've got your goals and things like that. And yeah, we like just help you out in that sense. You know, it's
because I was going to
a
say like
person job, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
And that's why you're there doing it.
I was going to say though, it's like when I did the Osborne Park one, like the trainers were just so lovely. They're just really, really nice, down to earth, cool people.
Yeah.
And they were like, you can tell that they're there to help you make sure you get on the right pathway. Like, you know, there were a few people there that were just like, you can tell they're just, I don't want to be mean, but they look like slobs in a way. I mean, it's like the way the trainers were like, no, like you have to do it this way, you know, do it this, and like you're doing good, and like get into it kind of thing. It's like that motivation. It just seems it's like the right thing in a way.
It's how it's supposed to be done. 100%. Yeah.
Because I mean, like, I go to a gym, you know, I get anxiety from going to the gym. Like, I can't do that shit. But
it's the mo.
Yeah, it's I don't know what it is. Just working.
Next episode, shave it off.
No, I want to get like a.
Nah, it's November. I've got to commit to it.
It is November.
For all men.
It's November.
What about no?
What's that guy's name? The big fat porn star dude. Ron Jeremy. I'm gonna get Ron Jeremy moustache.
Commit. Go on.
It's like all the way down here, handlebars. But so. Yeah.
All right, Alex.
All right.
We should call it.
Yeah, I reckon we'll call it. So
your man's got to pee.
So bad.
So bad.
Bro, so much cooler.
So I mean, where do you just quickly as well? Where do you see yourself in the next couple of years?
Oh shit, man, coming out real deep.
Because like I can imagine you want to push the clothing brand, the gym, and everything, but like, are you gonna open up another brand as well? And
see, man, here's the thing. I feel like I've had so many goals and so many plans because everything is so exciting and there's so many options out there. I don't know. I just
settle down in what you've got now.
Yeah, man. I just kind of push with what I'm at.
Yeah.
And then when I get there, something else to try and push for next. You know, it's
the next goal will show
That's
itself.
it.
That's it.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's a really good attitude to have. It's just like, don't sit still. Continue, like, just keep moving. Keep doing things. Don't just sit at like.
At the end of the day, though, enjoy it. Enjoy it. Like,
that's it.
100%, man.
I feel like
it's not worth it unless you're having fun.
It's so shit. I feel like a hypocrite saying all this. Literally, I've got. Don't buy Assassin's Creed Odyssey, everyone. Right? I bought that game 2 weeks ago, and I've literally sunk fucking 90 hours in 14 days.
Did you have fun doing it?
I just had nothing else to do. I'm like,
but you had fun doing it, man. You had fun doing it, and that's, man. At the end of the day, that's all. I
kind of had fun.
That's all it is.
Just like,
well, if you slept 90 hours, you had fun.
You clearly had fun.
All right, Alex, sign us off. Come on.
Yeah, just don't play video games for too long, guys. You get eye strain. All right, thank you so much, Ben.
No worries. Thank you guys for having me.
Like, this has been great. Then, like, you know, the whole goon thing and everything. This is good.
Story of my life.
This is exactly what we want to have in an episode. Just chill, banter, hangouts, and just talking shit and catching up. Thank you so much for coming on. It's Mitch signing off, me signing off, and it's also Ben signing off. And it's I was going to say F51. It's episode 51. So we'll see you on Wednesday, actually.
Yeah.
Where we didn't even do
doing a double episode.
We didn't even do the 5 random questions.
We're out of time.
Shit. He's been on my back about doing 5 random questions to our guests. Yes, you have.
I did 5 random questions 1 episode, and you were like, "That's a good idea. I'm going to do that."
And doing like a news segment and this and that, and I'm just like, I just want to talk shit.
We didn't even do the news segment.
I know.
Although there is no news in Perth.
There is no news in Perth. Halloween sucked.
There's no news. There's no news.
Unfortunately, like Halloween was quiet in Perth.
Yep.
Everywhere except for a few locations, but that's it. We got nothing else coming up except Melbourne Cup tomorrow. Go watch some horses destroy themselves, unfortunately.
Yeah. And then come watch our podcast on Wednesday.
That's it. And so we got Beck on, right?
Bex.
And she has just been featured in Express magazine. She's got a beautiful, beautiful voice.
Just dropped a new EP.
Her new EP. And she sounds like Lana Del Rey. So it's like to hear a voice like that coming out of Perth is like, god damn. And she used to play at Jack Rabbit's, right?
She did.
Yeah, it was main stage, right? Yeah. That girl. All right, we'll see you on Wednesday with Bex. Catch you guys. Bye.